time of the week again. Prepare yourself for the surveyors of sauce, the sultans of spaghetti, the whispers in your ears. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What's Your Spaghetti Policy podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Alex and Jacob.
Well, sir.
God, that was loud. It was
Well.
super loud.
We've done it.
It's our birthday.
No, it's not our birthday. Our birthday is in July.
Fine.
This is it's you start to get into these monuments here, right? So these monumental things. This is episode 300. You've been a part of this for 292,
It's like 87 episodes or something like that.
I think was the total math. You've only missed like a handful, and it's fine.
Less than I thought. So
It's like less than 10, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, you've been here since the beginning, so it's not like you jumped in 10 episodes later. It's you've been here since the beginning, and you know we've got a bunch of bits planned after this. We got a little small little like, hey, what's up?
this is just the ice cream that we're putting in the bowl right now.
Yeah. I just wanted to drop some knowledge on you here about 300. Okay. Do you know how many episodes The Sopranos is in total? How many episodes there were of The Sopranos?
300.
86.
Okay. Yeah, I was a little bit off there.
How many episodes of The Wire were there?
300.
60.
Okay. I thought this was gonna be like 300 related, but I guess not. So I'm 0 for 2. I'm 0 for 2 right now.
How many episodes of The American Office were there?
Here we go. 300.
201.
I was closer, arguably. So
How many episodes of Mad Men were there?
okay, this one for sure. 300.
92.
I see. I thought you were I thought you were going to increase it as we went along.
How many episodes of Game of Thrones were
that
there?
one? Okay, that one's like easily 90.
73.
Damn, I thought like each.
Now-
I guess it wasn't 10 episodes in each season. It was
How
like,
many episodes of Batman the Animated Series were there?
Ooh.
You can include the new adventures if you want.
300.
It was a total of 109. New Adventures was 24, and the regular Batman the Animated Series was 85.
Okay.
All right, we got two more.
Okay. here we
How
go.
many episodes of Naruto?
Oh shit.
The original.
Oh, the original. So not Shippuden. Like you're not including
Shippuden.
Okay. Oh shit. I don't know the answer to that, but like, are we including filler? I assume. Yeah. I would say probably.
Total episodes of Naruto.
I would say probably like 150 around there.
220.
Okay, not bad.
If you include Shippuden,
it's 500 or something.
over
like
500.
that. Yeah, but it's like 300 of those are filler, in fact.
Yeah.
So
And how many episodes of MASH were there?
oh shit, that's a really popular show. I would say probably 150.
Close. 256.
Okay, I was only 100 off.
I bring all this up because we have more episodes than all of those.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
obviously not Shippuden. So, as far as quality is concerned, is less more? I don't know. Who's to say?
I would say
Infinitely
quality.
cheaper
Oh.
to make a podcast.
phantasmally cheaper, dude. Like insanely cheaper to do a podcast. But also, I think the quality is better than all those. I'll say it. I'll say it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. You know, when I set out to do this thing, it was to exploit you and to. I gravitate towards people who are inherently different.
Yeah.
And I've always thought that you were a unique individual, and I thought you were a rad person. And I was like, I don't know. There's like something here. There's some chemistry. I feel like let's give it a go. Because, you know, I had a podcast prior that I had, and then it went on hiatus and actually came back, and then like it lasted in total maybe like 40 episodes across like 8 years.
Okay, so it's longer
Sold
than
all my
longer
equipment.
than the
It was like-
Confederacy, at least. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm never gonna do this again. And then lo and behold, I meet you, and I was like, oh, you know, whatever. And I never thought we would make it 200 episodes.
Yeah.
Let alone 300 episodes, and like no real signs of stopping. So ultimately, I guess I should say thank you.
Nah, man, don't thank me. Like this isn't like that's what I mean. We gush about the pod and stuff like that, but like truly like I think the reason that I started was just because like I wanted to hang out with you and just like wanted to have a little bro time and whatnot, and it just kind of like evolved from there and just kind of I don't know, man. I think that you don't give yourself enough credit. I think that this podcast doesn't work without you in it.
I will agree.
I don't. I mean, yeah, you might be a little biased, but no, I think that like I don't think that it has nearly the wheels that it does. I think that at least 30 to 40 of our listens, which I don't know if you guys are counting, it's all of them, doesn't show up. So it's like zero if I can't do this myself, man. As much as like people would listen and love me, and as much as like how popular and famous we would get, I just couldn't do it without you, honestly. So. I just want to say that.
Are you saying I'm holding you back?
I'm not saying you're holding me back. I didn't say that. You said it, but I didn't say that. But no, I truly think that this podcast doesn't work if you're not here. Like, there's just not. You're gonna watch the Weekly Weird later, where I'm by myself. You're gonna watch the Conspiracy Not where I'm by myself. It's very clear I cannot do this without you. It's very clear. I really don't have anything like any kind of doubts in my mind that like we're gonna stop anytime soon. I don't have like. Even if a civil war breaks out, dude, fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing the podcast. It's like, what do I got to lose?
We'll report. We'll be the.
I'll tell you how it's going on this side of the field. Yeah, be like underground radio
behind enemy lines.
Yeah, but
the podcast.
But it's truly like I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I think that you're an outstanding podcaster. You're an outstanding friend, great husband, great dad. What else? What other good things? You're handsome. You got a big old fat cock on you. Just a big old honking cock, dude. I've seen. Whenever we used to hang out in person all the time, you'd slap it around, dude. Not slap me with it, but you were very respectful. But no, dude. I think I'm truly like I thank you because like I feel like I've flourished as a person because we've done this and you've kind of broken me out of my shell here.
Yeah.
I went and got help. That was kind of all me though, but it's whatever. But no.
I mean. I think that a large part of your improvement is and should be accredited to you, but I do feel like the pod and by proxy people on the pod was the catalyst that made you realize, fuck, maybe there is something wrong and maybe I should go to the doctor.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of those things too, like,
you were no longer in a vacuum of your own thoughts. You had other people scalding you.
Yeah, and it's really like because I mean when you're in your own head too, is that like you don't necessarily know if you're the problem or not. Like you don't know if you're making it up and etc. and whatnot. And it's like yeah, it does help having people being like yeah, just go get help and you got to listen.
It helps telling people telling you you're a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean they never told me I was a piece of shit. They just said hey, you probably shouldn't like worry this much. I'm just like this is just every day, dude. This is my life. And then yeah, and so it's kind of chilled out now though, so it's good, But I think that truly like I do think getting to episode 300 has been crazy. Like whenever you start really thinking about it, 300 hours of just sitting around hanging out with you. Recording with other people,
at minimum 300 hours.
At minimum,
certainly more.
Yeah, and I definitely think if you add it up, because we have episodes that go an hour and a half, 2 hours, and so I mean we only have a handful that are like under 40 or 50 minutes, I think. So
yeah.
Still looking for a historian. Anybody out there wants to start archiving stuff for us, like making a book? Oh, that'd be a fun little task, like having like a Necronomicon of like Wisp episodes, dude.
Do it.
That's a lot of work. It sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Why do you think no one's volunteering?
I've listened to probably like 50 or so of our early episodes. Like at least because I've started at Origins and I've went on till I'm thinking like 50 or something like that. But I just like every now and then I get a random hair. I'll be like, just pop it on. See what I can remember and whatnot. I have a note section somewhere, but.
We've had a couple people that have gone back and started listening like halfway through, and they're like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go, and they, we've had some people that have started halfway through and just like picked and chosen like particular episodes. But we've had a lot of ebbs, we've had a lot of flows, we've had highs, we've had lows.
I think the first 10 episodes are
that rhymed unintentionally.
Yeah, he's lyrical master over here, real lyricist, but. I mean, our first episodes are like, yeah, they're rough, but I still think they're a lot of fun. I mean, I know obviously I'm a little bit more awkward than now, but I do think our episodes where we're together in like the studio and whatnot they were a lot of fun.
Sure.
But I mean, it's not changed much doing it over Zoom, but now we got the YouTube version. Hello, everybody on YouTube. If you're listening, just know that I waved at the camera and not at you guys, but actually I waved at you guys too. Don't worry. Remember I used to wink at people? Like I'd say wink on the audio only version. So
Yeah.
just taking a little walk down memory lane right now in my head. Not enough, but
like I am a sentimental person, but I'm not a sentimental person. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's been one of those, like, I've sort of lived with this idea. It's like, man, like, damn, like 300, like it's here. Like, it's crazy.
yeah,
And it's one of those where, like, I acknowledge it. I'm aware of it. I'm giving it its flowers, but like, because I just don't, like, I just feel like sometimes I'm bad at showing appreciation. Like, you can tell somebody a bunch of times, or you can thank people a bunch of times, or you can do all these things, and it's not until, like, further down the road that you're just like, damn, you remember when we had we were on episode 300? And,
yeah. We're looking back at this, like we're listening to this over again at like episode 600 to be like, wow, yeah, you remember that, dude?
Do you think it gets to 600?
That's 5 more years of this, 6 more years of this. I don't know, man. That's like, because I mean, just thinking about how fast time changes and just this, like, what is this, like 6 years that we're doing this now? 2019.
We started
July
this in
2019.
July of 2019.
So it will be 6 years today. This year rather. Sorry.
Yeah, think about how old your oldest was.
Yeah, youngest wasn't even in the picture, dude. It's like
Yeah.
it came out of nowhere. 3 years
Well, out of
into
your
like doing
balls.
this. I mean, yeah, it's true. I guess he did come out of there. So,
But we literally, like, if you go back and listen to those first couple of episodes, like, it's a weird picture into what life was like before COVID.
yeah, dude, what's
And
crazy?
then there's the entire year and a half of 2 years of COVID.
yeah.
COVID, I mean, the entire COVID pandemic changed the dynamics of the podcast because we
Yeah.
stopped doing it in person.
Yeah. And then it's like, what's funny is that if you go back and listen to earlier episodes, like, we're talking about shit that comes back around 2 or 3 years later. And it's not like we're rehashing old content. It's like it legitimately, like, just like it cycles back into the news, and you start to see like, oh, I guess, history is cyclical. Like, things do happen over again.
Like,
And
it's insane how one of those first couple episodes, like, the hottest thing in America at the time was the chicken sandwich
chicken sandwich
from Popeyes, and people were selling
And
that shit on eBay.
chicken sandwich from Popeyes. Area 51 raid. Episode 3, they literally were talking about raiding the Area 51, and then episode 4, I was very disappointed. I was highly disappointed. I was like, yeah, not enough people were shot.
Didn't we do an entire episode of birds?
Episode 4 is the episode. Episode 4 is the episode of birds, I think.
I think episode 4 was the first solo episode.
no, that's it was definitely like no. 4 or 5, yeah, I think you're right. 4 or 5 was the first solo episode, and then like the
We
third
did an entire
episode.
episode where we tried a bunch of Japanese Kit Kats.
Yeah. That was with Bailey in Virginia. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
And your wife, I
Yeah.
think, was there as well. Like, we actually
there was
had a
5
great
of us on
time.
there. It was wild.
I don't know if you guys. That was after I got really sick, right?
Right out. Yeah, that was in February of 2020.
You guys were in the same room with one of the first people to have COVID, dude. I don't know how you guys fucking survived,
get it.
first of all.
We didn't
That's
get it.
crazy. So,
Wild. And then, of course, we've had so many awesome guests. We've made so many good friends. We've been able to, I mean, just again, like you talking about you and your journey, and like, your mental health and your
yeah, dude.
your weight loss and your health and just everything else that you've been able to accomplish in 5 years and 300 episodes. Then on my side, it's like, I've got a 7-year-old now. Like, I got 2 comic books. One's
Written and
like
completed one comic book. The other one is like very close to being done. Like,
yeah,
it's,
and like I have no inkling of slowing down.
it's insane, dude. It's like it's so
So-
much has happened and changed and whatnot. Like, it's
Yeah.
because I remember the first few episodes where we were like there was that whole Twitter podcast, because it was like we did start right whenever podcasting blew up, right? Like, it was like a thing that everybody was starting to do.
Well,
and
we got
so
in
then-
right before it, because then, like, when COVID hit, everyone was like,
Yeah.
what was he gonna do?
But you were in that Twitter group chat, like they had the spaghetti policy, like, and it was like the Twitter groups, and everybody was like, like, share episodes, etc. That's where we met Wes, Console Gaming Crew. Shouts out to him, like, fucking great ass dude. Met Mike through that. Fucking, and I don't think that
Ben?
those. Ben, like I don't think any of those people, like the two guys in Philly,
Amy?
thought that they were gonna be fucking chatting it up with two dudes in Tennessee, or Ben was gonna be
That's
like
where we met Amy too.
Amy as well, like in UK, Jim, fucking all these people in UK.
Jim was from Jaguars Twitter,
Hell yeah, and it's
where I met Ian.
Brandon, and it's like we've met all these people, and
Brandon.
like I truly, like the show stops tomorrow, like I fucking still love those dudes. I love
Yeah.
Amy. I love everybody, dude. Fucking all of them. They're all great people, dude.
Like
So it's
your entire social circle more than quadrupled.
Yeah,
because
dude.
of this
I know
podcast.
so many people now. I know, like, I can count on like two. I can't even count them on two hands. Fucking,
I know.
it's insane.
At least 20 new contacts in your phone.
At least, and that's like, and that's crazy for me because I don't normally give out my phone number to people. I don't normally
'Cause you
reach
don't
out to
normally
people.
talk
I
to
don't normally talk
people.
to people. Like, and then we had that whole, fucking episode 200 rolls around, and we start, having guests on like regularly and everything like that.
Yeah.
Fucking wild times, dude. We need to have someone back on too. This is like a lot of fun
Yeah.
hanging out with them, see how everybody's doing.
It's
catch
always a
back
good
up.
dynamic to get a third opinion.
Yeah,
on,
and
on
it's
things.
anybody wants to hang out, fucking just shoot us a fucking email or reach out to Alex on Twitter. Shit, do something. Let us know you want to hang out. I don't care at all, man. I'll fucking talk to anybody.
Yeah. I can talk to him.
Unless you're fucking Donald Trump. I don't give a shit about you. Get the fuck out of here. Quit listening to my podcast. Actually, no, I think, I don't know. I've been debating, like, who do I hate more, Elon or Donald? I think I hate Elon more, arguably. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, with Donald, he's just old. I don't give a shit. It's 3 episodes around. I could talk about him. I'm not even talking politics. I just think he's a fucking idiot. But they both suck. So,
Geriatric fuck.
such old, orange, wrinkly, raisin ass piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here talking to old goddamn dead people, dude. Fucking seeing spirits. We ain't sitting here talking about Joe Biden being fucking old. Like, he is arguably, like, I think he might have died and we just don't know about it. But, fucking,
What are we talking about?
I don't know. I took a weird turn. I
You
don't
took
know.
a weird turn.
I don't know.
So before we get to it all, any final thoughts on episode 300?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank the fans. Thank the listeners. That's pretty much all I got. I don't know. Thank everybody. Thank my wife.
Yes.
My kids don't know anything yet, so thank them too, I guess. Thank your wife. But honestly, like, I think that's who we need to give our thanks to, because for 6 years almost, they have allowed us one night a week to hang out uninterrupted for at least an hour.
Yeah.
And that's if we were like, at least.
Honestly, you're right. Like, that's probably the two biggest supporters by non-support. Like, they don't listen.
They
which
don't
is
have to
fine.
listen. That's what I'm saying. Like, they get enough of it at home anyways. So it's like,
Right. But it's probably a saving grace for both of them because they don't have to listen to us yammer on about bullshit and
Yeah.
complain about stuff.
arguably earlier on, it was probably better for them because they didn't have to worry about so much parenting. But now that the kids are older and have to be like entertained and shit like that, it's obviously harder. But like, yeah, truly shouts out to our wives. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. The best women on the planet.
I think so. But what about you? Do you have anything? Do you have any closing words? What do you got?
Just like humbly, thank everybody for listening. If you listen to one episode, if you've listened to all 300, it's fine. If you've given us a review somewhere along the lines, if you've, done a trade where like, we'll trade reviews, if a trade listens, like whatever, man, like any and everyone that has ever been a part, whether largely or as minimal as possible, like anyone that's listened and supported the show, whatever that support means in your eyes, like truly, like absolutely thank you. You know what I mean? So
Whatever that is.
without further ado, here come the bits.
If I recall correctly, Shreddy or Not is the first bit that we did as a podcast.
Like the first
Sure.
official one, I think, right?
The first official one, because like we did, like anytime we would have guests at the beginning, we would do Shreddy or Not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I think. And
It's the
then
first
we just-
official one, I'm pretty sure. I'm like
Yeah.
90% sure that's the first official.
It's got a little theme song and everything else. So
It's the first one we had a theme song for. Yeah.
yeah. Now Phil, you said you've done one before. It's been
I think
long.
so. Maybe.
I'm
Maybe.
pretty sure that he has.
I think you have.
that he walked away with the dub, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. I mean, he does have a bit of an advantage.
A
Before
little bit.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, Shreddy or Not is a pretty simple little game where I name a band and you have to tell me if it's a real metal band or a fake metal band. Phil listens to metal, so he has a bit of an advantage. But
Not fucking much.
yeah, but Jacob, who doesn't really listen to metal, is exposed to it a lot via me and has been to several shows. So I feel like he has a little bit more of a pulse on whether or not it's a metal band
You'd
or
think
not.
that. You'd think like, oh, yeah, he's come so far. He's learned about metal. He's been to metal shows. You'd think that it'd like absorb a little bit of it. I don't know. I'm not feeling
Well,
confident.
now that you've officially been medicated and you've got your fucking life in order.
But I still don't like. That's the thing, man. Is I don't think that I absorb anything any better. I might be more present, right? But it does like there's still parts of my brain that don't necessarily work like they're supposed to, right? Because like my memory's fucked, man. I don't know. I have head trauma from early on, like when I was a kid or whatever. So it's like I'm sure it f something up in there that medication just ain't gonna fix. I could be here for the moment though now, so that's nice. You know, I'm here. I'm enjoying it. You know, hey everybody.
It's good.
Well, are you guys ready?
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. Let's.
We'll do 7, right? Best of 7.
Okay.
You can both agree and like have the same answer, and after 7 we'll evaluate the score.
We could do
And
soccer
if it's
rules too
ti-
and make it a tie if you want.
And no, if it's a tie, we will go
It's a
into
fist
like
fight. If
we'll
it's
go
a tie.
into sudden death. I have 9 for backup purposes, just so there's not a tie. Do you guys want to play like rock paper scissors to see who goes first?
I think it's you know it's. I say guess go first. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Phil,
That's
by
fine.
all means, you go first.
All right.
You're good.
So this has to be a band that you can search on like iTunes or YouTube or
Okay.
Spotify. Bandcamp doesn't count. Like
What
it
is-
has to
what
be
is Bandcamp?
What the fuck
It's-
is Pancake?
Bandcamp is like a thing that like if you wanted to make music, Jacob, you could put it on Bandcamp and people can pay you money.
That's like
Oh, I
how
see.
Post Malone got started with
Yeah, essentially,
what is that
yeah.
thing that they had back in the day? SoundCloud. Yeah, it's like
It's
SoundCloud.
it's
like
it's
you're
a
not
lot like
official,
that,
but you're official enough to
You
be.
don't
on
It's like
have
an
a
amateur platform, essentially.
it's like the Kickstarter of
Hey,
of
check
music
this out,
industry.
dude.
I guess.
Check me out, and they're just like it's like
But like you're able to post your own shit and stuff like
I
that.
see.
So,
I see.
Okay.
this has to be like an actual like searchable
can't
band.
be like Jerry down the road who makes
Right.
some
It
metal
can't be like
songs.
Jerry's banging garage tunes or some shit.
It's just him
Uh-huh,
screaming
all
for
right.
2 hours into a microphone.
Yeah.
Literally.
I mean, it's somebody's jam, I guess. So, the first band is Loaded Gun.
Loaded Gun?
Mm,
I don't think there's any way that's not a band.
that's the thing, man. I don't want to help you out, but
It sounds redneck as fuck, and that makes me think it's real too.
that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so is there a catch, real quick, Alex? Before I know we played Shreddy or Not several times, but like, is this a new like? Is there a catch where like, it's not a metal band, but it is a band, like it's a country band? Oh man, that's hard.
It's
Ugh.
like it's a Christian folk band. Loaded
I mean,
Gun.
it has to be a metal band.
Okay,
is
all
what-
right, all right.
Was the clarification.
Okay, got it.
It sounds like super cheesy, like radio rock style, aimed at redneck. Loaded Gun. It sounds legit to me.
All right, I think he's locking it in. I'm gonna say not a metal band.
So, Phil says a metal band. Jacob says not a metal band.
Yeah.
That's good that we're starting off differently. The answer is it is not a metal band.
Disappointed.
Let's go, dude. All right, I'm writing down the score here. I'm keeping score officially this time. So
It's bullshit.
It is a searchable band, but it is just considered rock is what it is
Oh,
considered.
let's go, dude.
So I
knew
wasn't-
there was a catch.
So it's
Wrong,
like
dude.
it's like butt rock or some shit.
Butt rock, yeah.
That's on the
Butt rock for sure.
103.5. Our local folks here. That's a fucking dumbass radio station we have here, where it's like it's like
95.9
classic.
The Hog.
It's like classic rock, and they do like
101.5.
bits in the morning.
The cheese.
Yeah, the cheese and the squeeze, baby. Let's go.
There you go. All right. So now Jacob gets to go first.
Let's go, dude.
Fight from within.
Oh, that's a metal band for sure. I feel like I've heard that name. I feel like I've heard that name. They have a really good banger or two. Yeah, I'm going with it. I'm sending it.
I
Phil?
have to agree.
Let's go.
You are both correct.
Let's go, dude.
It is a metal band.
I had a feeling. Yeah, I feel like I've heard heard of that name. I don't know if you've sent me something from them or not, but it sounds like one of those baby pop metal bands, though. A little bit.
Baby pop.
Emo metal, is that a thing? I'm sure that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There's every flavor of metal.
I'm gonna go look for emo metal now. I've been
Don't do it.
super into emo music.
All right,
recently.
Phil, you're up.
I
Shrine of Malice.
Shrine of Malice.
Damn, that's nice. I know it's hard to fucks. That
Now,
name
see,
fucks.
the trick,
damn it.
the trick to a lot of these too is these could be names of songs and not names of bands.
That's what I'm saying. There's it's
So
he's
Shrine
tricky.
of Malice. It sounds like a metal band name to me.
Oh
I'm
man,
gonna go with yes again.
okay. What about you, Jacob?
I don't know. It sounds too good. You know what I mean? Like it sounds a bit like it does sound like a band name. It sounds almost like a metal band solely based in Skyrim, right? And it's like a shrine to one of the Daedra's malices or whatever. Their little,
Yeah.
Because I think malice, I think of like a mace.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go. You're being a little bit tricky today. I'm gonna be a negative Nancy here and say no, that's not a metal band. Be a contrarian, so to speak.
Well, it keeps the game interesting.
Yeah.
It is a metal band.
Damn, dude.
It is a deathcore band.
Yeah, Shrine of Malice. That is. Hey, shouts out to Shrine of Malice. That sounds fucking rad as hell, dude. Hell yeah.
All right, Jacob. What is the score?
It is
2-2?
currently 2-2 right now.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, Jacob.
Yeah, let's go.
Everyone's a murderer.
It's not a band. It sounds like a song more than anything, but it's not a band to me.
Everyone's murderer. Sounds like a band I would
Everyone's
hate.
a murderer.
Everyone is a murderer?
Everyone's a murderer.
Ugh. Yeah, that sounds like if
sounds
it is a band, I fucking hate them already.
Why?
I don't know.
It
I just
does.
hate that. No, hate that name.
It's too cheesy.
I'm gonna say no.
It's too cheesy.
What did you say, Jacob?
I said no as well. So
You are both correct.
damn, dude, fucking bringing it in at the wire. 3-3.
I'm glad they're not a band because they suck.
Yeah, that fake band now is it? Yeah. Although, alternatively, would be really cool for if like some prisoners on death row got together. They're like, "Fucking, we ain't got nothing else to do. Let's just become a metal band." And they literally all 5 of them or 6 of them are murderers. And it's kind of like
Don't give
apropos.
anyone any ideas.
Hey man, I say, take it. Run with it. Make it your own.
All right. Myra Mays. Phil.
Myra Maze, one word,
2 words.
2 words. Myra Maze.
Ooh. He's thinking about it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I've heard dumber names.
Like everyone's a murderer.
Yeah. I don't know. It sounds just weird enough to where like it could be a band for sure.
All
Like
right.
a Finnish industrial math band.
Okay, all right. So you're locking it in as his man. Okay, here we go. I'm
Yeah.
thinking. I'm going multiple choice rules here, like we're in school again. All right. You've done. What is that? Like 2 in a row now that aren't a name or aren't a band, right?
Oh, I done one.
1 in a row. Damn, I don't know. Okay, now my logic doesn't apply. I'm gonna go. That it's not a band because that sounds more to me like a lead singer of a band. So-
Myra's Mays?
Yeah, Myra's Maze. Yeah, that's her name.
Myra Mays.
Myra Maze is what I'm thinking. Yeah, but is how do you spell that? How does it spell the first one?
Myra.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's not a band.
And Phil said it is a band.
Yep.
So somebody is incorrect.
Somebody's fucking wrong.
And that person is Phil.
Fuck.
Let's go. It does. That's what I'm saying. Like it had too much of a name lead singer vibe, like the name of the lead singer vibe.
It made me think of Lorna Shore.
That's the thing too. Yeah, I could. Damn, I got away with that. That was close. I could have been.
So we're on 6 now, right?
Yep. I think.
Okay, who's going first? Jacob?
I think it's
Jacob.
me this time. Yes, sir.
And it's what, 4-3?
It is now 4-3. Yes.
All right. The human corpse furnace.
God damn, that's metal as fuck, dude. Hell yeah. I'm sending it, dude. That's a metal band name. And if it's not, shout out anybody grab that, because honestly, you need to make that happen. So I'm locking it in.
God damn, he said.
I'm going.
It's a good game because you can't fucking logic this. It's
Yeah.
That's a good one. So I'm sending it. That's a band right there.
a human corpse for it. Sounds like a goddamn song.
It could be too. That honestly could be it as well.
Has Cannibal Corpse vibes.
It does.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that's not a band.
Ooh, okay.
All
And
right.
the answer is it is not a band.
Dude. I'm not gonna lie. I had that feeling after I answered. I was like, "That's too good," to the point where it's
Too
like,
good.
that fucking rocks, man. That was hell yeah. I'm going to start a metal band now. The Human Corpse Furnace, absolutely.
Oh my god.
I don't even know if it
so-
makes sense because honestly, you probably just slammed a bunch of metal words together, and it's like, hell yeah, Human Corpse Furnace. I
mean,
like
it
it.
takes
Dude.
work sometimes. I have to come up with like a damn name and then like literally look to see if it's
Yeah.
legit.
Damn, now I'm thinking.
All right,
like
so
a
what's the
merch.
score?
It is now 4-4.
4-up.
We are tied.
Hmm.
So is this the tiebreaker right here? Is this the last one? The 7?
I have 3 left. So Phil gets to go first. And you can also tie him and you can agree with him.
That's true. Okay.
But we will go with the next one. If you're tied after this one, then you will get to decide whether it is, and you have to be opposite.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm running out of names. I only have 3 left.
Got it.
All right. Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain. That's that. If that's a band, that's some dwarven metal. That's that chanty metal. Everybody has beards for sure. Yeah, we're good. I'll say that's a band.
Damn. All right. All right.
Now, what do you think, Jacob?
Now, I'm not going to lie. Going into it, my first impression is it's too simple. It's too simple of a name for a metal band. And then now I'm playing the mind games where it's like, we got to 7 here. Is this a curveball you've thrown in there, like Stone Mountain?
Well, I have 2 more.
That's what I'm saying. But I just think, my mind, I'm going to have to go that it's not a band. Just because
Ooh.
it sounds too simple to me. I can't, I know that, like, I'm not playing it up for the bit, but that's just
The
where my mind
tiebreaker.
goes. That's where my mind goes. That it doesn't, it's too simple for me.
So
There can
somebody
only
is
be
go-
one.
somebody's going to win.
Because I'm a simple kind of man, you know?
Okay, Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, dude. That song rocks, honestly. Low-key. I love the covers of it more than the actual song, but hey, it's whatever.
All right. Drum roll.
We're going to insert it here, right? Sure.
Maybe.
Sounds like a lot of work.
This is a fucking low bit production here. We have a budget of like 3 pennies.
All right.
I'm just prolonging. I'm just keeping everybody on
yeah,
edge. We're edging.
Stagnant.
we've
edging.
added in the drum roll, and it's still playing in the background. Don't even worry about it. Like, we can hear it.
It's like 10 minutes of drum roll.
It's
Just a
my
drum
God,
solo.
That would be honestly, and we just end the bit. We don't even have to get the final
It's like
answer.
a fucking drum solo.
You got to
Yeah,
tune
that's
into
a
the
good idea.
301 for that. Get the answer, the conclusion.
And your winner is Jacob.
Let's
Damn.
go, dude. I had a feeling he walks away.
I guess
with
I
a
have to start listening to
W.
country or something.
Hell yeah. Now, was it an actual band? Is the question. Like, is it just
No.
not a metal band? Okay, that's what I
No,
thought.
it's a fucking place in Georgia, Stone Mountain, Georgia.
It sounded too simple. It did, because as thinking of like how metal bands work now, since I've been to a couple of shows, it's like it just doesn't have the vibe, right? The vibe's not there, like the metal vibe. So
I don't know. Phil had a good point though. It could be like one of those dwarven like Finnish bands.
and low key,
There's like the whole sleeve of power metal that's just
Yeah.
dwarven metal,
I
and
think-
that
is it
and it's
really a
all
thing?
simple and
I feel like
just
I
like
don't
that.
have a good.
That's a yeah. I've sent you videos before, Jacob.
Yeah, but you sent me like dinosaur metal, where it's like the dudes.
No, I've
walking around
sent
in
you like
dinosaur
dwarven
costumes.
metal, bro.
You need to send me it again because I obviously.
It's like
don't remember.
it sounds just like that.
I need to do a deep dive into like the different genres of metal because like yeah,
You should. It's not a bad time. Even
because there's the one that Alex sent me that was like the guys in dressed in like costumes playing metal or whatever, and like they look like dinosaurs or whatnot, or maybe aliens. I
Yeah,
can't remember
that's in
which.
Finland.
Yeah, they fucking rock.
Dude, something's going on over there in Finland, man.
They just like enjoy themselves. Like, they're so happy because they're getting paid living wages.
Wind
you know?
Rose is the name of that band, the popular and they have a song called "The Drunken Dwarves." They're on Napalm Records.
Hell
yeah.
That's a metal.
The other two that I had, if you just want to fucking just for posterity, want to keep
Okay.
playing for a couple
Yeah,
minutes.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's do some
All right,
bonus.
we have
segments.
Venom, as
Oh.
in the fucking Marvel character,
All right.
or the thing that snakes have.
As the winner, I'll go ahead and go first. I think that is a band because
I do
I could
too.
see it on a T-shirt. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I've heard that one
in the
before.
metal font.
Yes, Venom is a long-standing band. They've been around like 30 years.
Thrash?
They're up there. They're like they came in with like
I thought Thrash
Fear
was a person.
Factory and
Oh, okay.
Cataclysm and all those. I've actually seen Venom. I saw him at Summer Slaughter.
Is Thrash a band or the person that plays
It's a
the guitar?
genre.
Thrash is a genre.
Oh shit. Okay. Damn.
You're thinking of Thrall.
Who? No, I think there's a guy that like the long black hair. He's Slash. Is that his name?
Slash.
Okay.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, okay. So he's not like
Ugh.
a metal person. Guns N' Roses is metal, right?
No.
Like hardcore metal.
Like like fucking hard classic rock.
Yeah.
like dad butt rock.
Is there classic metal? Is there gonna be classic metal in a couple of years?
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, Black Sabbath, Metallica,
So at what point does the music become classical music, or is that
30
just,
years.
So
Is that a legit answer?
I don't know.
I would say like, because I mean like, at
I
some
don't know.
point-
Is Ashes of the Weight considered a classic metal album? We were in fucking high school when that came out. So
there's so many things I don't like to think about it, but the fact that like
20 years, I guess, right? 20 years.
that's so long ago, dude.
If you're just think about it this way, the music you listen to growing up, if it plays actively on the radio, it's considered classic.
You want to know something
Now
crazy?
that-
Hmm?
What's that?
You know something crazy? 20 years ago, you know what I was doing?
Jerking off.
Nope, I was sitting in class watching the gas prices spike at like $5 a gallon, right? And we had a gas station at our high school, like at the corner of the high school. You could see it from the classrooms, or whatever. That thing was backed up because people were freaking the fuck out. That's 2005, guys. It's crazy times.
Oh yeah, well Phil and I had a fucking fossil site next to our high school.
Oh, so cool, buddy, that you're
Hell yeah.
fucking probably
It was gonna be something else, and then they started digging shit, and they're like, "Oh, there's a goddamn
was gonna
giant
be a
slough
road.
under there."
Yeah,
it
dude.
was the road when they did the road expansion.
Oh, that's right.
You know what happens too with those job sites? The construction workers, they get pissed as fuck because they realize they don't get paid. That goes directly to like they it immediately becomes an
Bro, I have an
archaeological site.
entire like theory on construction work that we'll get into later.
Hell yeah, dude.
And why it takes fucking 7 years to finish
They
a
don't get
highway.
They get paid based on like the contract, right? So they we'll get into it.
Yeah,
later.
they're not going to finish early because they don't get
Why
paid.
would they? Yeah, why would they finish early? Honestly, never finish early, guys.
the
Always go
last
as long as
one.
you can.
The last one
Oh yeah, sorry.
is Angel Maker.
Damn, dude. Phil, what do you think?
Angel Maker. That
Sounds like a
fuck,
fuck.
that sounds familiar. I know there's a song from a band that I listen to that has a song called Angel Maker.
Go with your gut.
Yeah, I think it's got a shot.
I'm gonna go off of your last line there that you have a band. I'm gonna say it's not a band, but it is a song.
Man, you would be wrong because it is a band.
Damn,
They're
dude.
from fucking Canada.
That sounds like a sword name. That sounds
They're
bad.
good.
That's
Sword name?
bad
Yeah.
as shit, dude. Fucking, I got the Angel Maker sword in Skyrim. It's fucking.
I
that's
mean,
all-
yeah.
I don't know why I got Skyrim.
You gotta
on the
understand
mind.
that a lot of stuff is like inspired by other things. You know?
What?
Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know, man. But
Congratulations to you, Jacob. You won.
I think I finally won one. This might be the only one that I've ever won.
I
I have to go
think
back
you-
and listen. I need a
don't know.
historian to get with me.
Well, yeah, you know, I've been trying to get a spaghetti historian for.
We have to be doing this for 10 years. to
Years.
do those, yeah.
Can you believe, Phil, that we've been doing this for 300 straight episodes?
That's badass, dude.
It's crazy.
I want to put you on the spot, Phil. What has the podcast meant to you personally? You know,
Uh-oh.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love watching you guys pour your brains out and make something successful with it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Love hearing you talk.
Good. We're using this for testimonials as well. We're gonna like wrap them all up and stuff like that. So
Are we?
Good rants. Like I love the venting and the ranting about serious shit, and I love when you go down a rabbit hole.
hell yeah.
It's nice.
That's
I
what
relate a lot.
I really do like the dynamic that we have because I do feel like Alex brings a lot of the serious shit. And he has the rants. He has like he's very smart. And he brings all the actual. He puts all this together. Honestly, all this you see around you, this is all him.
He built your house.
I
That's
built your
crazy.
house.
He
your
literally
office.
built his house He literally built my house with his bare hands, and he had a pair of bear hands that he carved off of a bear.
That's
and he put them
impressive.
on his hand. It was insane. I
Are they polar bear hands?
Absolutely.
They better be.
Yeah, they have to be. You've been doing this for 10 years now. You've been working. It's like a whole thing. So,
But that was great.
I thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad that I got to meet you through the
Yeah, man.
podcast.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
See, the first time you guys met each other in person was Gojira concert.
Gojira concert. Yeah.
The weird everybody wears masks and has seating arrangements in a metal show in a theater Gojira show, and it was badass.
Yeah. We got bumped into by the drunk guys behind us. I mean, I did. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys did, but they were.
Was it
that
was
many
it
were
four of
drunk.
us?
It was me, Shelby, Phil, and you. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I think you saw somebody else you know there. Maybe no.
That was Alien Weaponry too, right?
Alien Weaponry was there.
Yes.
And then
That was
shit.
2021.
Two.
One.
What?
Had to be after that, probably. Maybe.
Because they were still in like COVID lockdowns up until
Was
like
that after
2022, I
Orbit
think.
Culture and Kmart?
No, that was before. This was because this was at the Coliseum.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah,
If
fucking-
only there was a thing that had all of my concerts on it.
yeah, if only we
I
got a
know.
PowerPoint
Let's check.
and we just jump into the we just go to like a slideshow. Like we just cut to a slideshow of like, okay, so in
November 2nd, 2021.
okay, shit, yeah.
Mm.
Dude.
Gojira, Knocked Loose, and Alien Weaponry.
Alien
Oh
Weaponry
shit! So
fucking-
that was the first. That was a bad time of my life.
that
But you were
that
holding
was the
it
first time I'd
together.
seen you in person in
Yeah.
quite some time.
Yep.
And you were holding it together then, and you're gonna do even better now, man. So
Oh, I'm stellar now, dude. Life
hell
is
yeah.
awesome.
And that's what we
Because
like
then
to
you
hear.
and I didn't go to another show until it was Gojira and Mastodon and Lorna Shore in Asheville.
With Hef, right?
Yeah, and then you went with me to Exodus and Fit for an Autopsy.
Yeah.
Was that the last one you went to? No, you did Orbit Culture too, right?
Yeah, Orbit Culture was before that, I thought though, because that Exodus was at the bowling alley.
Fit for an Autopsy, Orbit Culture, 2022.
That was the Kmart one. Right? Yeah.
Oh,
And then
shit.
he went with me to go see
went down and
Orbit Culture
In-
at that same place
yeah,
2 years later.
it's shut
That
down
place
now.
no longer exists, by the way.
It shut down. Like that's insane. Like we went to that
That's a
show there,
shame.
and then I was like, oh yeah, when are we gonna go see another show there? And it's fucking gone.
It's gone.
Like they tear the building down or what?
Nah,
They no longer. They
gonna
just.
rent
It's
it
still
out.
there. It's old, decrepit, and like just doesn't exist.
I don't know if you know this, Phil, but that's not the greatest part of town. You know, at least it's what the locals say. So I think
I
it's
mean,
fine. But
It looks like luxurious compared to where I live.
yeah,
That's
you look
true.
like in the middle of the woods. You got the Aurora Borealis behind you. So
I fucking wish I was in the middle of the woods.
yeah, man. Honest, don't we all?
That's not the Aurora Borealis. That's actually meth smoke.
See, yeah, all the meth labs in
Yeah.
the area. I got you. Hey, reminds me of home, honestly. So. Hey guys, how's it going? Just want to jump in here real quick and thank Nick and Mika Poe for joining me. They're good friends, have been longtime friends now. I forgot to introduce them at the beginning of the bit, but it was also rife with a few technical difficulties. But thank you so much to them. Shouts out to them for joining me for episode 300's Conspiracy or Not. And without further ado, like here's the bit. Okay, so this is Conspiracy or Not. All right, rules are pretty simple. You know, if you think it's true, go with it. If you don't think it's true, it's not. Okay, got 5 of them. All right. Don't even worry about
Ready.
it. Okay, the rules inconsistent. We've got it all down now. All right. All right, here we go. Also, I'm joined by Nick and Mika. Sorry, I didn't even announce you guys at the beginning of it. Nick and Mika, Nick Poe, Mika Poe. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. All right.
Of course.
So, the first one, the Potsy
Oh, he's got
conspiracy.
my book.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. That's fun.
Thought I'd put
Okay,
it back
sorry.
on. Okay, no, we're good.
Podsy.
The Podsy pizza conspiracy. All right, this is Pizzagate. Actually, this is actually like the conspiracy. Okay, so
I
this
don't believe
conspiracy-
that one. Is true.
I mean, hey,
If that's, do I get a point for that?
I mean, if you think about it, if a person believing it makes it true, so much so that they went to the actual pizza shop and like tried to shoot it up, I feel like that kind of makes it a little bit true, right? Because it's like, I don't know, maybe not, I don't know, but this
You have
conspiracy.
no idea what we're talking about.
Hey, it's
I'm
okay.
thinking
better
like
that way.
non-pizza left beef.
It's just a shout.
It's
It's like
probably better that you don't know what this one's about.
Okay.
It's just a callback to 2016, baby. That was great. What a great year, honestly. And that's so much fun. So, This conspiracy takes place in 1478, Florence, Italy. All right.
Okay.
It is said that this conspiracy was a plot to overthrow the Medici family's rule over Florence, Italy. All right.
Okay.
By the Pazzi family. All right. And Pope Sixtus, what's the IV? What is that? The fourth or fifth?
Yes.
Fourth.
Fourth.
Okay, because V is the fifth. Okay, and then the
Yeah.
VI
And if it's
is
before,
sixth.
then you subtract it. If it's after, you add it.
Yeah, I know that. I know all that.
Very good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it is said that the Pazzis were upset at the Medici family because they thwarted the Pazzis' attempt to consolidate the rule over the northern central region of Italy known as the Romagna. Okay, are we keeping up so
Okay.
far? All right.
A lot of
We've got-
Italian names.
Okay, we got the Pazzis and we got the Medicis. Medicis are ruling Florence, Italy right now. Pazzis tried to overthrow it by using Pope Sixtus IV, right?
Okay.
Now, their efforts, however, were fruitless as the attempt to assassinate Lorenzo Medici was a failure, and the parties involved were quickly snuffed out, meaning they pretty much beat and murdered everybody that was involved with the conspiracy. So that's the conspiracy. So what do you think? True or not? Conspiracy or not, I think is what I have written here.
It just sounds like history.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means true
I think
or
it's
not.
true.
Okay, all right. So
I
we got
don't know
two
the
truths.
years, but I know the Medici family was doing stuff in Italy around that time. So.
I check out whenever it's history related. So
Hey,
Yeah, it was great on our
actually-
history podcast when that happened.
Well, I will say your instincts are absolutely correct. This is in fact a historical event that happened that I had no idea about. But this indeed was a conspiracy that is true to the actual word conspiracy, because they literally came together and they conspired against the Medici family. Now, the Pazzi family literally entered into a conspiracy with Pope Sixtus, his nephew Riario, a lot of
Great
Italian
name.
names, a lot of Italian names.
But that's such a good one.
it is
Riario.
Riario. Yeah, it sounds like a Pokemon, honestly.
Can
Like,
we name our kid Riario?
It's better than Nacho.
Riario.
We are not pregnant.
okay, I mean, hey, I was like, hey, a big announcement. I was like, big if true. Okay, whatever. I mean, but if you guys do have a kid, hey, yeah, Riario, solid name. Riario Poe, that
Yeah.
slides right off the tongue, honestly.
Oh God.
Okay, so his nephew Riario and Francesco Salviati. I watched Luca earlier today. Fucking got me in the Italian feels right now. So
Amazing.
the
Is
arch
that better? Is that a better name?
Luca?
Luca is a beautiful name.
Yeah.
No,
honestly.
The other one he said.
Oh, sorry, Francesco Salviati.
Poe.
We can't do that.
That's a long
We have
name.
Riario and Francesco.
Hey, that's the one thing when we were naming our son, right? Our first one, Quinn. Shelby wouldn't let me name him Amadeus. Wouldn't let me put Mozart in his name. Wolfgang was out, but at the end of the day, you do have to think about their quality of life too, because
Yeah.
it's like they're going to be made fun of tons.
Why
if
did
they're-
you go Mozart?
I was in a big Mozart, phase, like my classical music
That's
era. I was
awesome.
having a great time with it, but
Okay.
Honestly, Wolfgang, I think, was like in the running for a part of my brother's name.
Wolfgang Poe
makes
sounds
sense.
pretty sick, honestly. So maybe make it a middle
That'd be
name.
a weird kid.
But but yeah, the Archbishop of Pisa is who Francesco Salviati is.
They have a
that guy.
tower.
They do, and that's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That's
Conspiracy.
It is indeed a conspiracy. Yeah. So that one. Yeah. We've. Yeah. But apparently.
Not real.
Apparently.
Not leaning.
Yeah, it's not really leaning. It's all camera tricks.
I mean, it might be. I don't know.
That's
anything
like the
about
main
Leaning
thing
Tower
about the
Pisa.
Tower of Pisa is that it's like leaning. And it's camera tricks.
Yes.
What if it
Every
was?
single
That would
one.
be honestly biggest. Like that'd be the biggest prank ever. Everybody thinks it's leaning all the time. They're like, "Why isn't it leaning? What's going on here? Like it's supposed to be like falling over. Like what a."
You have to sign an NDA every time you go to Pisa.
Oh my
You will
gosh,
tell
that's a
everyone
lot of
that it's
paperwork.
leaning.
So funny.
Okay, so apparently the crowd, though, witnessing the attempt assassination unfolding, stood with Medici and seized the conspirators and tore them limb from limb. So that's direct rip off of the, no pun intended, the website there. So, okay,
Wow.
that's a lot of history. I know. I'm sorry. Thank you guys again so much for being here. This is great. I love this. The next one. Here we go. So now you guys are 1-1 right now, doing great. Off to a great start.
Win.
This
You
is
could just copy my answers.
this conspiracy is called the Throckmorton plot.
Ooh,
I know.
like it.
Okay, again, another old name.
sounds Vikings.
So we're going to go a little bit further into the future. This conspiracy takes place in 1583 England. All right. So now we're in 1583. All right, lots of old
Okay.
people here. All right. The conspiracy goes/is Francis Throckmorton conspired to usurp Queen Elizabeth I and replace her with Mary, the Queen of Scots. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. So Throckmorton, geez, TM, all right? TM here, a young English Catholic, worked with Spanish and French ambassadors and Queen Mary to take over the throne. It is not known as to how they were going to do it because the plot was foiled very early on when Sir Francis Walsingham, Elizabeth's spy master, became aware of it and later arrested Throckmorton. He was then tortured and confessed to conspiracy and said that the plan wasn't fully ironed out yet, as King Philip II hadn't provided funding, essentially. So, it's conspiracy or not?
I mean, it feels like
it sounds
would.
real.
Yeah.
I'd believe anything coming from that.
I think that the problem is that I made them too obvious. But yes, you're right. Again, your intuitions are solid.
I feel like that kind of thing happened all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
They
And that was
didn't
the
even
thing.
have a plan, but they did have
Yeah.
a spy master.
Right. They
And
didn't have a plan,
especially-
but they were like, we just know we got to kill this queen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. Just,
Especially with Queen Elizabeth. I don't know if you guys know, but there was actually another attempt on her life, essentially, with the Rodolphi plot, which was basically the same thing. But again, a group of people saying, like, we need to get Queen Elizabeth out of here. People didn't like her very much, so I don't know
This
anything
is all
about her.
very official. Like they all have like, did they name it or did it get named later? Do you think?
I think it's just-
I think that they would have named it after themselves.
That's basically what happened. It's like they
Probably,
named it
yeah.
after themselves. Because then pretty sure that Rodolphi plot involved the Rodolphi family as well as the
That would
Throckmorton
make
plot.
sense.
So it's like, but I just like the fun. I think it's funny, right? You know, this French and Spain people get together and they're like, hey, can you guys just like take her out? And they're like, yeah, sure, we can do it. But like, how do you want us to do it? And he's like, we'll send the money eventually. And then he gets caught, and he's like, oh, I don't know what they were told us to do it, and they just didn't give us any money for it. So it's like, I don't know, guys. Jeez, come on.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
what if it like the Rodolphi plot wasn't the Rodolphis? It was just like their neighbors.
But they got
Like, this is
mixed
the
up.
plot. It's the Rodolphi plot.
Yeah,
They're
we
like,
got-
wait, what? No, we had nothing to do with it.
Hey, whoa.
Just framing your neighbors by calling it that plot.
I
Yeah,
guess.
fucking the neighbors doing. They're doing it, not us, dude. I mean, look at us. All right, so okay. So this is Sparta, is what I have named for this one. You guys know? Okay, everybody good? Anybody need a
That
break?
one's real. I know that.
Okay, that one.
Sparta?
That one is this is Sparta is definitely a thing that happened.
This is
but
Sparta is real.
I think this is just what I named it. I don't know the name of the actual if it is conspiracy. So let's roll it back even further now. Okay, this conspiracy takes place in 399 BCE. All right, it's a long time ago. Don't ask me to tell you when that was because I don't know what.
How
it
many
was.
years ago? Quick math.
Many.
It's BCE. That's before.
Over
Right?
2000.
Okay, for sure. It's at least 2,025 years old. Plus
There we go.
399, give or take a few. So it's like at least 2,300, 400 and something. So, yeah.
Did it?
I feel like automatically when there's a date, I just kind of assume it's real.
Okay. Keep that
If
in
you can
mind.
put a
You're
date on
giving
it,
him like ammo.
he's just gonna make up dates.
On the spot. That's what I'm going to do. So, it said that Synodon conspired to perform a coup d'etat and overthrow King. I don't know how to say his name. Agesilaus. There we go. Agesilaus, I think is how you say it. Synodon wanted to give more rights to the Lacedaemonians. I didn't test these names at all beforehand. but
Laodiceans?
it's
you
they're
know
some
that
old
shit?
group of people. So
They're in the Bible. The Laodiceans.
It's Lacedaemonians is what I'm going to say it is.
Okay,
But,
so not them.
But he planned to do it by, I misspelled that, overthrowing the Spartan elite. So basically, Synodon wanted more rights for his people, the Lacedaemonians, and he was going to do it by overthrowing King Agesilaus. This is going great, by the way. We're doing great here. We're doing great with the names here.
True.
How was he going to? Do we know how he planned on doing
By
it?
overthrowing the Spartan elite.
But like, how?
No.
Hey.
You're not getting it. They're just gonna overthrow.
Yeah, it's
It's like they
Synodon,
need
and he's gonna
more
overthrow this. He's gonna overthrow the Spartan elite. I don't think you're
Throw
not getting it.
over.
Yeah, he's just gonna throw him
Throw
over.
over what? Just
Hey,
out
The
of
wall.
the
Have you
wall?
ever seen the movie This Is Sparta? You know, He's gonna
I
throw
don't
him
think that's
over.
what it's called. I don't think that's what the movie's
Throw
called.
them over the horse.
Yeah, and he's gonna slap
was
the back of
Troy.
the horse, and he's gonna take off.
I'm gonna say false. I don't think it was real.
All right, Mika just pulled ahead with this one. So
Oh.
it's 3-2 now. This is in fact true. If you've caught on by now, this is in fact true and an actual conspiracy because they literally conspired against the king. So now,
Somehow.
and now
They conspired
everybody's-
to do something.
But now at this point, everybody's on edge because they're like, okay, there's so far these just 5 actual conspiracies, and like I've thrown you all just like 5 fastballs down the middle. Who knows? You know, we're gonna have to wait to find out. But
Right.
you know, that's what I do with conspiracy or not. I kind of like I throw the pitches that I throw. You know, so
Maybe the real conspiracy is that there are no conspiracies.
It's too meta.
you're gonna like break the brains of people out there listening right now. Like that guy that did Pizzagate, he's thinking like, holy, wow, you might be onto something right now. But okay, here we go.
Shaking our camera.
Sorry.
I know I bounce
I
too.
don't
Don't
know,
even worry
Steve.
about it. I bounce all the time too, and like so.
We're just like tucked under our table, so it just keeps shaking it.
Hey, we've only got 2 more to go, so don't even worry about it. All right,
we're good.
All right, so here we go. This one's called the Wonka plot. Okay,
The Wonka?
The
like
Okay.
Willy?
like good old Willy Wonka. Okay,
Okay.
so this plot takes place in 1964 England, where an up and coming candy maker named Willy H. Wonka was getting his start. All right, now
No way, this is real.
No, it is.
this conspiracy is said to be that the Oompa Loompas were in fact not a happy, joyful to be working little orange men, but actually a tribe of pygmy African people that were smuggled out of Africa and to England so that they could work for nothing at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It wasn't until a little while later that the story was changed and whitewashed as to not, malign the name of Willy H. Wonka.
Yes, true.
Okay.
100%.
Mika's full send in it right now. Okay, Nick?
Full send.
Wait, so
No, I know this.
am I what am I am I like deciding whether or not the Oompa Loompas were African pygmies or whether or not that was the conspiracy that people believed? What am I voting on here?
I think that you had it. Yeah. So the conspiracy is that the Oompa Loompas were not, in fact, happy to be working little orange men.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm deciding. Okay.
So you're-
I
so
think
the
true.
conspiracy-
Then yes, I think that was the conspiracy.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that you're both correct in this situation
Yes.
because
Nice.
technically speaking, actually, hold on. Let me rethink. Let me look at my answer.
Technically, they were little orange men.
Technically, yes, but it's not a conspiracy. So this one is false. I'm actually going to take that back. This one is false. Yeah, I know. I already screwed it up.
Just
What?
internet lore?
So this is one that I actually made up myself. But
No, you didn't.
this is, in fact, the one I made up myself. There is grains of truth in this, all right? So the conspiracy itself is not an actual conspiracy. So it's the answer is it's not a conspiracy. But the author of the book, I forget his name, Roald. Oh my God,
Dahl?
that name is horrible. Yeah,
Yeah,
Roald
it's a rough,
Dahl.
It's a rough name.
He does actually say that the Loompas were in fact a tribe of African pygmy people in the original writing of the book. But as it progressed in time, it kind of looked bad to be like, yo, yeah, I took this tribe of pygmy African people and like just made them work for me for $0 whatsoever. So they changed it to little orange men. So,
So William H. Wonka is not an actual person?
no, he's not.
Oh.
And I don't know Willy Wonka.
You had me believing he was.
I'm living in an alternate timeline right now. This is a real Berenstain Bears moment because I swear to God I saw that on Tumblr.
I don't know.
Did I see your post on Tumblr?
Maybe as like a huge meta play, I posted it on Tumblr to then reference
15
it.
years ago?
Yeah,
Years
years ago, and I was like, I'm going to use this eventually down the pipeline. It's coming down the pipeline. But okay, so
No, I swear to God.
Maybe you just heard about that being in the book.
it might
and
be,
it was
yeah,
changed. Like,
because
maybe that was it.
yeah, because it is pretty. As I was like doing research for it, it is pretty common, like pretty well known that like he was, that was not a great thing for him to do, and like he might have been like a little bit racist or whatever. But like who's not really back then? So, but yeah, so they changed it, and it wasn't until republishing in 1973 that they ditched this description for short orange, long-haired white people hailing from Lupaland is when they changed.
Why
it. So
did they have to say that they were white? Because they're orange?
I think just to kind of get away from the whole, like, enslaving a group of pygmy
Just went completely
African
opposite.
people. Yeah.
Never in my life have I questioned the race of Oompa Loompas.
I mean, that's fair. And because,
they're Oompa Loompas.
They're from Loompa.
That's their race.
I think there's more of an injustice that people don't see that more of like a slave relationship, because like I think they British. I don't know
Well, yeah.
I don't have a good like history on Willy Wonka, because I wasn't like a huge Willy Wonka fan back in the day, but to me it just sounds like they're working for free, and they kind of like he makes them do little dances and jigs all the time, and like they don't look very happy, but whatever. Okay, so the score is currently, I believe Mika
still
has
winning.
3.
Yeah.
Nick has 2, so you have a chance here to tie Nick. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just gonna go the opposite of whatever you say.
All
No
right.
one.
Here we go. All right, last one. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. I just want to say that again. I know I've said it a lot, but I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Okay, so
It's fun.
last but not least, okay, this conspiracy takes place in America, 1972, baby. The great year. Great year. I don't know who was alive. My dad was 12, I think. The president authorizes a break-in in the Democratic National Committee office building as part of a larger conspiracy to ensure his reelection. All right? So that's the conspiracy. The burglars were caught, and then the unraveling began as journalists, hard word to say, began to deep dive and follow the money, ultimately uncovering the grand plot of spying on the president's political rivals to ensure that he could win re-election. Conspiracy or not?
Don't look at me.
I'm doing the
This is
opposite of
where-
whatever you say.
This is where it gets intense.
I don't like this anymore.
Quickly, it was like,
gotta
okay,
catch
this
up.
actually, I'm not having fun anymore, and this actually sucks. I don't want to be
Yeah,
here.
now we're talking politics, and I actually am not having fun, and I might lose.
Well, the worst case, you tie, so I guess you don't technically lose. There's no way you can lose.
I'm fighting for a point here.
I've not heard about it. I'm gonna go false.
It's true. It's Watergate, right?
Nick has this one. It is in fact Watergate. That's why I didn't want to mention the
Oh.
names. I figured
Yeah.
if I put the names in there, it would be
Said
way too
Watergate.
obvious. Yeah, but no, this
Okay.
in fact is actually true. And if you are unaware or unsure as to what everyone is talking about with Watergate, this is your history lesson, because it is in fact real conspiracy. That's right, folks. In 1973, it was indeed found out that that part of Richard Nixon's re-election campaign wasn't boots on the ground campaigning, but using reference or secret recorders and spying on political rivals in an effort to use taxpayer dollars to orchestrate a team dedicated into getting political dirt on his opponents.
It's just that seems so tame now.
I-
Like that's
right?
like one of the biggest
Is-
scandals in American history, and it's like that doesn't seem
It's-
like that big of a deal today.
But what they
kind of
found is
sad.
that all of his efforts might have been in vain, because in 1972, he did in fact win re-election by a landslide and spent the last 2 years of his office term trying to cover up his misdeeds, and he ultimately resigned in 1974. So like, I don't know, I guess it's like a W for him. I don't know, because he technically speaking never got impeached. So I think maybe he did, but he resigned. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I
So,
think he maybe got impeached but not convicted. Maybe
Yeah.
he resigned before he got convicted. Maybe I don't know.
but it is kind of
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it is like you were saying, kind of crazy to think that, like, had it happened today, they could just be like, well, shucks, shoot.
We're spying on everyone anyway.
Yeah,
Might
like, the
as well
NSA does this
spy
for
on them,
fun.
too.
What are you talking about? Like, listen to this episode right now. So thank you so much for listening. Honestly, I wish it would count as a listen towards the podcast. It'd be nice, but they got their secrets.
Maybe your FBI agent can subscribe to your Patreon.
Hey,
Do you have an FBI agent?
I hope so.
Oh, that's listening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, if you are listening out there, FBI agent, please. I mean, we have a free tier. Just sign up for the free tier at the most. You don't have to, you get like a post or two. Yeah, you can see it. But man, thank you all so much. I think it's a tie, so good job, guys. I think that's fine in conspiracy not terms.
take it.
Like, yeah, I think, but I thought that it was good because I followed that last one off with the Wonka plot. So like, I threw a curveball in there, and they were like expecting another curveball. I was like, okay, I don't know here. So and then it's like it ended up being a fastball. It's like so.
I actually think I lose because I didn't recognize Watergate, and
Hey,
you tied me, and I
No,
sound
it's
dumb.
it's a draw that feels like a loss. It's one of those.
We're very familiar with that, actually.
it's like an old Western shoot off where like you both hit each other and you guys tied,
Yeah.
technically speaking, but like you both got shot at the end of the day. So it's
Right.
like nobody's
Yeah.
happy, So
No one's winning.
yeah, at the end of the day, nobody is winning.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
So
Okay, fine.
came back, didn't lose. That's nice, All right. Well, any guys, Mika, Nick, what do you guys want to plug? What are you guys doing now? Like, what do you know? I know Nick, you've got the YouTube doing great.
Yeah,
What about
nothing.
there? You got a book.
Plug our cat.
Yeah, Ajax was
Yeah.
walking through here earlier. He's very nice. He's cool. Mika, you got anything going on?
I'm just like cooking and going to therapy and stuff.
Hey, and that's honestly,
Plug therapy.
yeah, that's like kind of a message I've been on like recently is like going and getting help, and just getting better, being a better you, So.
Being a better you. Oh my God, I hate myself.
And cooking
And that's why
food.
I'm in therapy.
Hey, and that's all right. And cooking's fun too. I love cooking as well, but
Me too.
that's all I got. If you guys want to plug anything, you can. But if not, like, yeah, thank you so much for being here. Oh yeah, I was supposed to ask you, put you guys on the spot before I forget, because then Alex will be all like, "Oh, you forgot to ask him the question," and I'll be like, "Oh, I know, but you weren't there to do it." And I was like, "Okay."
Right.
So
then you're gonna get fired from your podcast.
yeah, I know. And episode 300, I feel like that's a good run. Honestly, if I get
That's
fired,
what happened to me.
If
I got fired.
Hey, it just happens, honestly. Like when things go in a
I
different
feel like
direction.
you resigned.
I mean,
It's like a Nixon situation.
Yeah,
you
you
resigned.
resigned.
You just stopped putting me on the schedule, actually.
You got impeached, and then you
Damn.
resigned before.
that is always
You impeached me.
that is always super hard. It's like just you come in one day and you're not on the schedule anymore, and you're like, okay, so I guess this is kind of like you're firing me. Like, well, no, we're not technically firing you, but if you want to quit because you're not on the schedule, like that's totally your option if you want to.
That's
But
that's what happened with the podcast.
it'll come back, I'm sure. It'll be great. But
I'm not.
okay. So
What's our question?
I'm putting you
Yeah.
on the spot here. For episode 300, kind of asking everybody, like, what is the podcast? What's your Spaghetti Policy podcast mean to you guys?
Well, I think for me, I don't think our podcast would have existed without your podcast.
That's so true.
Because we started, I don't know, like 5 months after you guys
Yeah.
did. So I just asked you how to do like essentially everything. So you just kind of taught me how to make a podcast, which I guess it's not about the content you make, but like if you guys hadn't been doing it, I probably never would have started one. So
And that means a lot to me too. So, yeah, awesome.
congratulations on 300.
Hey, thank you guys so
That's
much.
fun.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, honestly. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I don't think we're gonna stop anytime soon, at least, just because like this is just fun to hang out anyway. So I mean,
Got to get to 1,000.
oh man, I don't know if Alex is gonna be okay with that. Honestly, like I think he'd probably like just one day just like go postal and like start shooting his computer or something. I don't know what he's like, because we're technically all over Zoom now, so it's not like he could shoot me. So all right, well, thank you guys so much for being here, and that's pretty much all I got. So
Yeah, that is Blink-182, but they're not like the latex
Dude Ranch
snap,
cover, right?
snap like give you an enema gloves. They're just like cleaning gloves.
Y'all ever do an enema?
No.
Have I ever done an enema?
Yeah, have you ever done an enema? I mean, theoretically, I have given myself an enema because, like, the fucking bidet, dude, you fucking blast the water in there just right.
That's not what that is.
You shoot it in your butthole, dude. And tell you,
Yeah, I mean,
This is great content.
you
You're
gotta
wasting.
clean yourself out. So I'm recording on my end, buddy. It's going to the video. I'm putting this in somewhere. You got a bidet recently, didn't you?
I've had a bidet for a while.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about upgrading my bidet.
You've never like turned the pressure full blast, just like
Like all the so mine, it's weird, right? Like
Okay.
so, no matter what you do, it's on. It's just on. So
So
you
just, like,
either
it comes
It's-
on like as soon as
yeah,
you
I
sit
mean
down, or what?
the high and the low pressure. There's literally no difference. It's just a full power cold stream, right down Main Street.
See, that's like ours. It has an adjustable pressure, right? But if you're not careful, you can go too far too quick, and it's like that's what I'm talking about, man. You sit down, you like and you slip of the finger or whatever. You're not slipping your finger inside of you. I know it sounds kind of weird, but like you slip the hand, slip of the hand, and it just shoots a jet up inside of you, man. Especially if your
Yeah, I mean-
butthole perked up just right. Perfect.
I mean,
shot.
the one I'm looking at,
nothing but
it's
net.
more
Kobe.
it's
you know,
more elegant.
RIP.
It's like a full seat. It's a full seat
That's
replacement.
nice. Yeah.
It's like a little knob on. It's
Yeah,
elegant.
that's what we got.
Not like
yeah.
the
I'll have to
big
send you a picture of mine
giant thing. Yeah. Okay.
while I'm on it.
While you're on it, please.
Show you how it works. I'll send you a demo video. Put it on YouTube. Be like, all right, guys, here I'm testing out this bidet. Check it out. It's really nice.
Just dong out. I love it.
So, anyways,
Hey, how's it going?
how's it going, Mike?
It's good, man. It's really good. I have not seen both of you in a little while. I've
Yeah.
missed you both. Real quick, because again, I have not seen you in a while. I have not told either of you how absolutely proud I am of both of you.
Oh, okay, thank
Um,
you.
independent of the podcast, that's pretty dope as well. Jacob, your weight loss, dude. I like the words are not there. Like, and to get the help for your ADHD, like to focus
He
and be
took
able to.
he took what you said last year to heart.
I know, and that's another thing. Like, you actually did it, dude. Like, a lot of people like, I'm gonna make a resolution. I'm gonna do this thing, and you fucking did it, dude. Like,
Still doing
hey,
it.
I'm gonna get
Still
some
working on
help
it.
from my
It
mental
dude,
health
it was
situation.
the podcast you were on.
Right. It was like
Yeah.
the first of the year, like the first one of the year, and you were just like, yeah, okay. Challenge accepted. And
Bet.
you've lost a ton of weight, and you're on meds, and like, not to say you're a different guy, but like you've changed a lot about yourself. Alex, you have nose to the grindstone on this comic, dude. And I know the journey has not been easy, and I know it will not be easy, but you launched a second campaign through crazy adversity.
Mhm.
You've gotten a whole bunch of stuff done, and I can't wait to have the finished product in my hand. And it's gonna take a while. I'm cool with that. I got life going on too, but you guys have both had ridiculous achievements over the last year plus, and I don't think friends get to say it often enough to each other, and men don't say it enough to each other. I'm so unbelievably proud of you guys.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm gonna try not to cry, but thank you. Appreciate that. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's been a journey and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, for both of us, really, when you think about it. But you just gotta keep grinding, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's at a loss for words. You don't know what to
I
say.
am. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Words
So-
aren't there.
Where this entire the premise of 300 is we decided we were gonna do all of our old bits.
This is
Right.
Sparta. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
bringing back all the bits through all 300 episodes that we've done, but also a little bit of old, a little bit of new.
Oh,
We got a new bit that we're gonna
Oh.
do, and you are the trial run on
the guinea
this.
pig. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But before we get started, what's the exact verbiage of the question, Jacob?
The question is, I don't mean to put you on the spike. Spike. Oh God, I
Spike?
already fucked it up.
That's
Put me on-
spot and
I don't
Mike.
mean to put you on
Put
the
me on
spike.
spike.
Yeah, like Dracula over here. But I don't mean to put you on the spot,
Dr.
Mike.
Acula.
But what is the podcast like? What's your spaghetti policy podcast? What does it mean to you? Like, what is it? You know, what have we done for you?
This is episode 300, which
Right.
is insane.
So a few things. Yeah, first of all, it's friendship. Because without our mutual podcasting stuff, we wouldn't know each other. We would not be friends. Super savvy. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do. You guys mean a ton to me. I talk to you damn near every day, if not
Right.
every day. Sorry, Luna's doing stuff. We're constantly chopping it up. We've done cross promotions. We've been on each other's shows, like a ton. You guys have supported me. I've supported you. So that's first.
Some people
Dude.
have come to see you.
Yes, some people have actually, left their state and hung out in a super dope city.
They won't let me leave the state, unfortunately. So
That-
I'm required by law to be here. So
That sounds strange.
I've got an
yeah,
ankle bracelet and everything. You know, so
I'm doing my best to make plans to get down there. It's a little crazy out in these streets right now.
yeah, I would probably wait a couple of months, year or two, before you do that. So
Yeah, I'm trying to see how this whole thing shakes out. Two, it's always been my weekly palate cleanser, dude. Like, I listen to a lot of podcasts. A lot of them are news and politics and all that kind of stuff. It's like, when I listen to your show, it's just like, again, the whole early premise is just like hanging out with a couple of friends and just kind of BSing and all that kind of thing. And like, you don't understand how much you need that, especially the older you get, the heavier things are. You need that thing to kind of recenter and get you back to normal and make you feel connected to people. And that's a big part of it too. And finally, Moon Knight. I mean, again, the entire reason we talk is because I was trying to see if Alex was a fraud or not when it came to Moon Knight, and he's not. He's legit, and I appreciate it.
There are not very many things I'm a fraud on.
No, look again at the very beginning. It's like, all right, this guy says he knows Moon Knight. What does this guy know about me? Like, who are you, bro? Like,
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, okay, he's legit. Because I've come across too many people online who like, oh, Moon Knight's my favorite character, and you're just like, no, he's
Especially
not.
since the show and then like Marvel Rivals coming out. Like, yeah, dude,
Right.
fucking, I main Moon Knight, dude. I love Moon Knight, you know? Hell yeah, dude. Fucking love
Well-
his move where he uses the fist of Khonshu and a bunch of things come out of the sky and fucking one-shot people. Yeah, dude, love that. That guy's rules. So
Hang on for a sec. I just realized that my microphone's not picking up. It's like my
you're
audio.
fine.
But,
It's fine.
I just thought you were like,
sound fine.
you know, on that's whatever you want to do, you know? So,
It's
I'm
fine.
gonna switch that over. There we go.
Hey,
hey,
that's
damn,
fine.
that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's much
fine.
better. It's much better. Sounds like garbage.
Hey,
Turn it up just a little.
yeah,
I'll turn you up a little.
please, dude. I've been waiting
Alright,
for it.
there we
you
go.
know? Hell
Much
Turned it
better.
up.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right, let's run it back from the top and just go ahead and do that all over again. I'm gonna capture all that.
You just want me to just say nice things about you again?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. If we could do that.
You're really handsome. You're very fit. You got that V down there now.
Dude,
Yeah, you know.
stop. I honestly need to start like my ab routine. That's the one thing I haven't
he
done.
doesn't do legs. You should see him. He's got like
I,
six.
I
like,
have started
honestly,
doing legs, so
You gotta work on that dump truck again, man.
well,
Squats.
like I've
That's
been
all you
doing
need.
legs because I've been trying to run more, and like I was looking at how you run faster, get a better pace going, and you have to like work out your legs. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
fucking guess I
How do you
will.
skip leg day?
Because it's like just fucking. I run 7 miles a day,
That's
so it's
not.
like.
That's not the same.
I know,
That's
I know it's
cardio.
not. That's
Yeah.
it's cardio, but I'm using my legs for like 90% of that.
It
So-
doesn't count.
Just because you jerk off doesn't mean that like you're working out your bicep.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you seen my bicep, dude? It's fucking massive. My forearm, crazy.
So veiny.
Yeah,
It's So
dude.
veiny.
Yeah, man. I do have a lot more veins now, and it's kind of nice, you know. So I get it.
Donate,
I,
donate
Anyways,
some,
I
donate
get
some
it.
blood.
I mean, I don't think I'm legally allowed to donate blood anymore, so that's why I have the ankle bracelet actually. So, you know, it's a whole thing. Don't worry about it.
I don't even want to know.
Don't worry about it.
So this game is called Did They Coexist? Right? And the premise is simple. I'm going to give you two things, and you have to tell me whether or not they ever coexisted at the same exact time.
I almost gave an example, and I don't know if it's going to be one of the things you use, so I'm not going to give the example.
What's
Okay.
the example?
The example is the Confederacy and samurais.
That is a great example. It was not on my list.
Oh,
Okay.
shit, did they coexist together?
They were happening at the same time.
Man,
Abraham Lincoln was in office. The same time, there were still samurai running around Japan.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought samurai were a myth. I didn't know they were a real thing, but I guess
I
they
thought I
are.
was just say the Civil War was a myth.
I thought the Civil War. Thought that was all fake.
It's totally fake news.
Yeah.
Fake news.
6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, so we'll just do alternate. And again, it'll work sort of like Shredder or Not, where you can yes, no, same answer, whatever.
Okay.
Unless we get to the end and it's a tie, we have to have a tiebreaker.
And-
So I guess I'm going first.
Yes, my
Sure.
guess go first.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Adolf Hitler
Nice.
and Mountain Dew.
Okay, starting off strong.
Mike's face.
I mean, we just started at the worst possible place.
Yeah.
I know the Dew came about, I think, back in the 50s. I don't know if it was around earlier. I'll say yes.
Now,
It's close, but if not, it's very close.
now the premise, like, we can't ask what the dates were, obviously, right?
No, you can.
Okay, like when
No,
we,
let
we have to go off of our knowledge.
You, yeah, you would have to deduce that on your own.
Okay, all right. Let's see. When was World War II? I
You
guess
can't
that's
look
part of
up
the
stuff.
answer. Yeah, no. I'm not looking up stuff. My hands are up here. All right,
Yeah.
I'll look up stuff. Before we do dive too deep into it, I just wanted to clarify something. Adolf Hitler didn't like anybody that wasn't white, right?
What does it have to do with
I
anything?
don't know. Okay, I understand that he was a racist, right? Because he hated the Jews.
was-
because they're their race, right? But I didn't know if like did he hate like black people too?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
and Mexican people.
Yes.
Yes.
And Asian people.
Yes.
So he
yes.
was just like,
everyone.
He was just
Everyone.
like racist.
That wasn't like Aryan. Like
But he didn't
Blonde
have
hair,
like,
blonde
he
hair,
didn't
blue
even
eyes,
have
and
blonde
white.
hair and blue eyes. This is
Yes,
what I don't
I
understand.
know.
Like that's crazy.
We
Like,
know.
what a hypocrite, right? Oh, this
Right.
guy. Anyways, bad guy. You know, historically bad guy.
Historically, one of the worst.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I want to also say yes because it seems to me like Adolf Hitler would love Mountain Dew. Now, I'm not saying Mountain Dew is a racist drink.
Now, I'm pretty sure Fanta was created in Germany because Coke and Pepsi wouldn't distribute to Germany.
Interesting.
Fred will have to verify that.
So what you're
but,
saying is like
What's up, Fred?
Fanta, Fanta is like a Nazi drink. Is that what you're saying?
I believe that it was created.
But it's okay, like because the VW bug, like Hitler was notoriously like driving around in a VW bug. So it's not, just because it was used by the Nazis doesn't mean it's strictly a Nazi drink, right? So I'm gonna say
Right,
yes
I mean,
as well.
it's like a
because
Cybertruck.
yeah. Well, I mean, well, that's kind
Not
of
created by the Nazis, but it's
that's like one of those things
a swastika.
that's just like
Yeah. All got a recall, which is hilarious.
yeah, kind of weird how like none of them were functioning and like cut fingers off and shit like that, and like surprisingly
Made
driven.
of aluminium.
I would almost argue that 90% of
aluminum.
Tesla Cybertruck owners were racist, but hey, I don't have the facts.
What's your answer?
Allegedly, I say yes. I say yes because it does seem like Hitler would be
So you
chugging down some
both
Mountain Dew.
say yes.
Like aside from the meth that he was taking, he was like,
And the correct answer is yes. They did both coexist. Mountain Dew was invented in 1940, and Hitler unalived himself in 1945, like a coward.
so okay. So he did have the chance to at least partake in a Mountain Dew, probably, right?
I mean, there was no Baja Blast back then. The
I mean,
best
shit,
version.
Hitler gets a hold of a
Funny
Baja
story.
Blast. It's
Funny
over.
story, Jacob. Mountain Dew was first marketed in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Yeah, because it was like the dew of literal mountains, right? It's what they like kind of marketed it as.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, we're 1-1. We're 1-1. All right, let's go.
All right. The woolly mammoth and the Great Pyramids.
Ooh. I go first this time, right? His switches. Okay, so
Sure
I'm
do.
gonna say no. Because that woolly mammoths are like millions of years old. Pyramids are like a couple of thousand, right? So that's what my answer is no.
I'm gonna say yes. It's too strange. It feels too strange. I'm gonna say yes.
Well, we have our first difference, so somebody's going to take the lead here. I'm trying to get the exact dates for you, and of course, things decided to stop working. The answer is yes, they did coexist.
Ah, yes.
Wait, did Mike get that one right? Yeah, he did.
Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
he did. Damn.
Woolly mammoths were still alive while the Egyptians were building the pyramids in 2660 BC.
That's crazy, honestly. Like,
Wow.
that's.
Hell, they might have just used them.
I mean, how do we know that they didn't, carry those bricks? I guess because, there's not really any ice or anything like that.
The Great Pyramids were built between 2630 BC and 2611, while as the last known woolly mammoth, 1650 BC.
Okay. Shit, dude. Damn.
Shit.
This is educational. We can honestly let's flip this podcast into an educational podcast now.
All right. Abraham Lincoln and Nintendo as a company. Now remember, Nintendo started out as a playing card
yeah.
company and has been around for a very long time. They didn't get into the Nintendo that we know until the 80s.
It's me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
No, but it's very close. It's so unbelievably close.
I'm actually gonna say shit. I think I'm gonna go yes on this one because that one to me seems too weird, right? No, I think I have to say no as well, just because I picture not Hitler. I picture Abraham Lincoln.
Wildly different dudes, man.
Yeah, very different.
Wildly
I picture Abraham Lincoln getting a hold of ripping a pack of Pokemon cards open, and I just don't see it happening. So I'm gonna have to say no as well. Like, it just seems like that's too generationally different to me.
I think Lincoln was killed in 1865 and Nintendo started in 1883 or something like
Close. 1889. So the
Yeah.
answer is no.
that. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Knew it was close.
So so you're saying 6 years away from Lincoln?
6.
Wait, what did you
need to
say?
do math better.
65 to 89.
65.
It's 24 years, dude.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, 24.
He's an accountant.
Oh, man. You don't have to deal with dates. Dates are weird for me, okay? Days and dates.
Still math.
It's still math, bro.
Days are weird, man. Trying to subtract days, it's like, oh, fuck, I can't. I always get those wrong, dude.
All right. Jacob, you're up, right?
Yes, sir.
Anne Frank and Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, shit, dude. Wait, oh, shit. Oh, shit. I don't know.
Oh,
history,
shit, dude.
Dude, okay. MLK right? R.I.P.
He was black, just so you know, Jacob.
Yeah, I got that. Anne Frank was also blind, deaf, and dumb, right?
Well,
That's
Oh, I'm thinking of Helen Keller. Ah,
Helen
shit,
Keller, bro.
dude. Oh man.
Jesus.
Anne Frank was she was like the Jewish girl head hanging out in the attic, and like there's a whole thing where she was very quiet. She
person
wrote,
I know to confuse those two people.
there's not been a lot of historical women, okay? I get them
Just-
confused a lot.
Oh my god.
This wasn't like
Put
fucking
this on-
Amelia
put this on
Earhart.
Instagram, please.
Goddamn Amelia Earhart or something like that, right? Fucking
it's 3.
yeah. And then you got
Joan of Arc?
Joan of Arc. She's like really old though. She's like fucking. She's ancient times, dude. Medieval times. Ruby Frank. Why does Ruby Frank? Who is that? Who's Ruby Frank?
I don't know.
I don't know either, dude. Anyways, Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie, whatever her last name
I don't
was.
think they were real people. Were they real people?
Yeah, Bonnie
Yeah.
and Clyde were real.
Okay.
Fucking got
Marilyn
off.
Monroe?
Got super. They fucking shot her to death. Him too.
Anyways, back to the question at hand.
Oh man, I'm gonna say yes. They coexisted because they don't have to directly interact with each other, but like they were definitely like alive at the same time. Did they have to be alive at the same time? I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. She was probably like 60 whenever he died. She seems older than MLK, right? I don't know when World War II was. I'm gonna be really honest.
You clearly don't.
It's like 1948 or something like that.
I'm just gonna jump in here. I'm gonna say yes. MLK was assassinated in like 1965.
Really sorry
like-
about that.
He was like 30. What,
From
you
our,
didn't
from
do
our
it?
state. Okay, from our state. I'm very sorry
It
about that,
was.
guys. Yeah,
It
I
was.
apologize.
The other end of the state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
again, that all the way over there. So
He was like 30 at the time, and that would put him into being alive in the 40s when I think she was also alive.
drum roll.
So yes.
So you both,
Both
say,
say
yes?
yes. Yeah.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. They were both born in 1929.
They were the same age, dude. Hell.
Damn.
When did she do the whole thing with like hide in the attic? Like when she was like 12?
Well, when was World War II?
I don't know. Like 1948, right? Am I right?
No.
1938? No, my dad. Okay, so my
so her
grandfather
book that she
fought.
put out. So the book she put out was depicting her life hiding from 1942 to 1944.
That's really
MLK
close.
was assassinated in 1968.
It was really close.
68, yeah. I was off on the date.
Yeah. Theodore Roosevelt
Okay, here we go. Teddy.
Teddy.
and the NFL.
Ooh. The NFL's been around for a long time. It's your turn to go first, Mike. I'm sorry. I apologize. You go first.
No, it has been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough one.
Longer than baseball, isn't it?
No.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
baseball's
Goddamn.
around since
so
the
sorry, guys.
1800s.
Shit.
1800s. Yeah.
I never
It
thought-
arguably started between Philadelphia and New York, but no one really knows. There's people that argue both. I'm gonna say no, only because I know Teddy was very early 1900s.
1930s to be exact.
No,
No, it was earlier,
that's,
dude.
that's
No.
Franklin.
God, I'm thinking of
that's
Franklin.
FDR.
Shit.
Yeah,
But still,
Yeah.
it was still
I'm
like,
gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say yes, because I know
like
that because NFL's been around for a long time. Like obviously not longer than baseball because I got yelled at a second ago for it.
I know why I disagree.
But I'm gonna say yes. I don't care if Mike disagrees. I don't care because he's got all the knowledge. I don't care. I'm gonna say no. I'm
There
gonna say
was-
yes. Yeah.
There was a merger between two football leagues creating the NFL, and I'm pretty sure that happened in the 50s, and I think Teddy Roosevelt was gone by then.
So the answer is no. They did not coexist by 1 year. Teddy Roosevelt died in 1919. The official recognition of the formation of the NFL in Canton, Ohio was in 1920.
Ooh, okay.
Because they came fucking yeah.
He hates this shit.
Fucking bullshit. Dates and stuff. Dates are so stupid.
What's the score?
It is now 5-3. I'm getting my ass kicked. Okay. How many
So
more do
you-
we have?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I have the slightest of chances to come back here.
You can still come back.
Yeah.
You would have to get all
All
of them
right.
wrong, and I would have to get all of them right. So,
I could just start sucking ass.
hey, man. That sounds like a good
All
time.
right,
Yeah.
Jacob, you're up first.
Let's do it.
Star Wars
Okay.
and the guillotine.
Ooh. Okay.
Wait, so can I clarify something?
Mhm.
Do we mean active use?
Yes.
Okay, so like while they still use the guillotine.
They still use the guillotine as a death sentence
Oh,
in Star Wars.
Ooh, that is like this is fun because it's like how barbaric were other countries up until the point we were making fucking cinema, you know?
How do you know that it wasn't here?
I almost can guarantee you they didn't use the guillotine here. Right? Cuz we would just fucking hang people. I'm sorry.
We would burn people. We burn people at stakes.
Yeah, burn people at stakes. We would hang them.
Shoot
Shoot
them.
firing
A
squads.
lot of shooting.
Yeah, a lot
lot
of
of
firing
shooting.
squads.
Gun is very ingrained into this country.
Yeah, so like we didn't need the fucking giant sword to chop a head off, dude. We fucking had the firepower to just blow somebody away, you know. But I mean, I just think of France, man. France is goddamn like metal as hell. I could see them using the guillotine up until like shit, like Macron took office, you know, like. So I'm gonna say yes on this one. I'm gonna say yeah, they existed together.
I'm also going to say yes because humans are barbaric, and it probably took way too long for us to get using the
Exactly.
guillotine.
Yeah.
How long did you say guillotine before you changed it to guillotine?
Too long
Yeah,
because of my fat American tongue.
I say it
And,
either way, honestly. I didn't know what you're being if you say guillotine. The ghillie suit.
It wasn't until probably high school that I like corrected that to
Hey.
guillotine. The answer is yes.
Let's go,
They
dude.
did coexist. Star Wars came out in 1977, and the last known official use of the guillotine was in France in 1977.
Dude, I just had a feeling, man, France loved the guillotine. Like, they were like, chopping people's heads off.
France has been around
Let's
a
go.
long time, dude.
They have.
Yeah, they have.
They've, like, them in the UK, England or whatever, they've fucking been here.
or whatever.
Whatever the fuck it's
Whatever.
called. Jim, shouts out Jim. You're really great. That's your fucking country. Damn, dude, you guys have been here forever. So,
All right, Mike, what's the score?
it is now 6-4.
6-4. All right, Mike.
Just got to go 500, baby, and I got this.
George Washington and Charles Darwin. Dead air.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about
fine.
when
For audio only listeners, he is currently pondering.
Yes.
when he did Survival of the Fittest, and
Now remember, he was one. He was president, but then like he was still alive after his presidency.
Dude fucking
Yeah.
sucked as a general, by the way. I've been here, like, goddamn, I don't think he won a whole lot at all. Just like, FYI.
I mean, he's the
not Charles
reason the
Darwin,
country-
George Washington. He is,
the reason the country exists, bro.
yeah, I get that. He won like one or two good battles, but like he fucking got his
No.
ass kicked early on.
I mean, early in his career, yeah,
he got
but
his
then later
ass
he
kicked.
started.
You know who else got his
stomping people
ass kicked a lot? Robert E. Lee.
out. Oh yeah,
wait, he's the bad guy, isn't he? Is he a good
Depends on
guy?
who you ask.
I guess it depends on which side you're on. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
you know the McRib has been around longer than the Confederacy, right? Like it's
Yeah.
and that's a disgusting.
I haven't
sandwich.
even tried the fucking McRib, and it sounds gross. I don't even think it's actual meat. So
No, horse meat. I'm gonna go with no, but barely.
and I'm gonna go with yes, because I am a contrarian first and foremost, but
Give
second
me
of all,
points.
second of all, because I know that eugenics happened while George was doing his thing, and I know that Charles Darwin, I think, is pretty against eugenics. He was very much the survival of the fittest, right? So I'm thinking they existed around the same time. My logic's there, so I'm gonna go yes.
You said no.
He said no. I said yes. Wait, I said no. He said yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Damn, dude.
They did not. George Washington died in 1799. And just to clarify, I think Charles Darwin was born in 1809. Yes.
Okay, so shit. So it was a couple of years.
Yeah.
It was
That was the whole
I
point.
guess it
It's
was a
like these
while
are
because
close,
he didn't like crank out, survival of the fittest until he was like 20.
I never, literally, like, again, they just had to live at the same exact
Damn,
time.
dude. Fucking think I just blew it.
You cannot win now.
Yeah, I don't think
He's
I can
up
win.
by 3.
So now it's just
But
for
that's
fun.
okay. Now it's just for fun.
Yeah, it's just for good times.
All right.
I think we could tie it. If you get all of them wrong, I could still tie it. If there's 3 left.
No, he's up by 3.
He's up by
There's
3.
only 2 questions left.
He's up by
Right?
He's up by 3. Yeah. How many questions are left?
2. There's 2 left.
Yeah, so I blew it. So I fucking suck at
okay.
history. Everybody knows now.
It's okay. The next one is JFK and Michael J. Fox.
This is a trick.
Do you know who Michael J. Fox is?
Yes, he's the actor who got the disease, and
Parkinson's.
There we go. I didn't know which one of the diseases.
He's Marty McFly, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. I know who he is.
Okay.
I feel bad for him. He's still kicking though, isn't he?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Fucking get it.
JFK's not.
Pretty notoriously is not, yeah. Like on live television, no.
He's kind of in the news here lately.
Yeah. Well, for dumb fucking reasons, because his goddamn
Oh man,
idiot grandson.
Alex,
or whatever
you
the hell
absolutely have to read Department of Truth. There's like this stuff just JFK related. Like,
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's good. Jacob would like it, except he doesn't read, so
Hey,
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
It's not manga, so
it's not. It's all conspiracy based, and it's there is an image from one of the books that has stuck with me for weeks and has been really messing me up. So like if I go into a dark room, like I'm like as I round the corner, I'm like, is this character gonna be standing here? like,
nice.
like it's like that kind of messing with my brain a little bit.
Wait, is it Department of Truth? Is it like a
it's a comic book.
comic
It's
book?
yeah.
I was fucking sitting here thinking it was some kind of like educational book on like fucking.
I mean, it can be.
Damn. Okay, now I'm gonna have to
Answer
check
the
it out.
question.
Okay.
Answer the question.
Oh, is it me? My turn. What did you
It's
say?
whoever.
What did you
Doesn't
say?
matter.
You go ahead.
Somebody
What was
answer.
the- what was the question?
JFK.
JFK and
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox. I think that they did exist because they were both alive. Or oh shit, is it a trick though? Is it like JFK got assassinated the year before fucking Michael J. Fox was born? Ah man, I'm gonna go no.
I'm sticking with yes.
I'm gonna say no.
JFK was assassinated in 1963. Michael J. Fox was born in 1961. So they did.
Fuck. Damn, dude. I knew that. God, I went the opposite
Blowing
way
your
with
back
it.
out, bro.
Dude, you're fucking running away with it, my guy. You know things. Fucking.
And then
I don't know things. I'm guessing. I'm
You just
I'm
going
a
50-50 shot. You're like, hell
I'm
yeah,
a
fuck it.
logical guesser.
yeah. Hey, that's how you get degrees, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
C's get degrees.
so good at taking tests.
The final question is Pablo Picasso,
Okay, here we
painter, the painter, and Pink Floyd.
go. Ooh, I know. I'm gonna say yes, they existed together.
We don't mean individual members of the band. We just mean the band.
Yes.
I'm gonna say no.
The answer is they did. Pablo
go.
Picasso and Pink Floyd, 1973.
I can see I can see Pablo just
The thing
cranking
is,
out
is, like,
paintings
when-
to Pink Floyd. So
That was the one that was just like, whoa, because I think Pablo Picasso, I'm like, yeah, that dude was like a Renaissance painter.
Right.
yeah, no,
Fuck,
he
in the
was.
70s, dude.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, he wasn't. When I think Renaissance painter, I think like Michelangelo, like in
Right.
Sistine Chapel, right?
Like, is Pablo Picasso, I
I
guess
thought he was
paint-
at least 1800s, like in my
Yeah.
brain.
Right. Like, I mean, there's not a turtle named after him, but,
That's fair.
maybe he's
Give it
next.
time. Yeah, give it
Right.
time. Like he's next
But,
on
like,
the list of names.
I guess like Picasso was like the last like real like famous artist, and then like I guess Banksy, right? Banksy was like world renowned.
Banksy's the only one that I know of, and nobody knows who he is.
Right.
So
I have no idea who that is.
I think Banksy.
Have you ever heard of Banksy?
No.
I think
Really?
he's like
Yeah.
the Iliad
Graffiti.
and Homer. I think
Graffiti guy.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually one person. I think it's like a conglomerate.
Yeah.
That's what they think about Homer. At
Conspiracy
least.
theorist.
They think that Homer was a conglomerate. Like he wasn't actually like he didn't write the book. No, not Homer. Who am I thinking of? Yeah, Homer. Yeah,
Homer.
they think that he didn't.
Homer
write
wrote
it.
the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Yeah, they think that like he wasn't like one person that wrote it. Also with like Shakespeare, they think that Shakespeare was like a group of people, not just like one person, whatever. But
Jacob, when was Shakespeare alive?
fucking 1800s. No, he feels like older, right? 1700s.
Final answer?
No,
No.
just give me the answer because I don't know it.
He was born in 1564.
Damn, dude, it was old. Damn. That Kevin Hart, the Kevin Hart. That was the low key. That
That's
was
one
the
of the
funniest things I've ever
I
seen.
think about it all the time.
Damn. And it's
the immediate apology afterwards too.
and the way he just is it Don Cheadle, right? He's interviewing or whatever. He's just staring at it, just like
That felt like a work, right? Like it was so out of pocket.
So well done.
Felt like a work.
It's so well done though. Like it's just goddamn, it's so good. Oh, Mike, thank you so much for being here with us and doing this.
Of course, man.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
it's a
being
good
our
time.
friends. You know.
Yeah. No, thank you for being my friend.
Anytime, man.
I appreciate you. Both of you.
Appreciate you. You know.
Yeah.
I love you.
Let's get to
Love
see
you.
how long this kept going.
I was gonna get some of my coffee real quick. I just want to start. Yeah. I just want to jump into this video before everything kicks off real quick and just say thank you everybody to have listened to us ramble on for 300 episodes is truly insane. Really, I know that there's some of our closest friends. You know, you guys are like as current as you can be on episodes, and that's awesome, man. I've never once like cared if somebody is like listening to the most current episode or not listening to any of them. I'm just glad that people are here and hopefully having a good time. And I just want to say truly off the top, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Now about this Weekly Weird, I did have a whole skit that I had thought about, you know, doing, not a whole skit, but more so just like more standing kind of thing. But then I thought about like, I don't know, man. I think that as Weekly Weird progresses, maybe we'll get to that point. For the most part, I just wanted to record a personal Weekly Weird. You know, it's the first video Weekly Weird, and it's a lot. I know there's probably going to be a lot of cuts, just want to say. But know that I recited these lines at least 100 times because I couldn't get the takes right. So, without further ado, God bless America, and God bless this Weekly Weird. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Weekly Weird. I'm your host, Yakub Spaghetti. The Pledge. Is it good? Is it bad? What is it? Why is it? These are the questions that strike me every time I remember being forced to recite it at 8 a.m. before class started. If you grew up or are currently growing up in the United States of America, you've most likely done the thing. You stand up, put your hand over your heart, face a flag, recite the words, blah, 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 blah. I pledge of allegiance to the flag, on and on and on. It's stupid. I'll say it. Why? Why do we do it? This question has been a burning one I've had for the last few weeks now, and if not earlier than that. I hate being told what to do, so why? Why am I being forced to say it? Are we in a cult? What's going on? So now, I'm 35, almost, have a podcast, and that's more than enough reason to ask the question and research it. So according to the site ushistory.org/pledge, the Pledge of Allegiance was written in August 1892 by a socialist guy, Francis Bellamy, but apparently it might be that Bellamy was just revising an earlier pledge written by a Union Army general, Officer Captain George Balk, according to the Wikipedia page on the Pledge of Allegiance. And Bellamy's pledge was published in the Youth's Companion, an American children's magazine that ran from 1827 to 1929. Sounds fun. Bellamy had hoped that this pledge could be used by citizens in every country, but wouldn't you know it, it was used in the best one of all, baby. USA, USA, USA. The original pledge was published as follows. I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It feels pretty similar to what I remember, but there's a few words missing there. Well, lo and behold, 1923 rolls around and the words, the flag of the United States of America, gets tossed in there. Okay, so we're getting warmer for sure. Let's recite those. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, on and on and on. I feel like we're missing something still, though. Oh yeah, here we go. 1954 rolls around and Eisenhower rolls in, and wouldn't you know it, these commies are a real threat to the United States of America. Man, times were really different back then. I don't think they would have known that. Anywho, commies are bad back then. So Eyes, my guy Eyes, he tells Congress, he urges them, hey guys, come on, we gotta change things up a little bit at least. Really separate ourselves from these guys, right? So he encourages them to slap the words under God into the whole thing, giving us the famous pledge we know today. We did it, we made it here. So putting it all together, what have we got? I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That just tugs on my American heartstrings right there. So, Let's take a quick sidebar here. In research, I did discover that there was a certain salute that you would do whenever you're reciting the pledge. You start off with a military salute or a hand over the heart gesture, and upon getting to the flag section, you're supposed to gesture hand out, palm up or down towards the flag. But funnily enough, a little war breaks out, a world war, the second one in fact, and a group of bad guys starts using kind of a similar salute. So let's just say I think a certain person really close to a certain president knows exactly what the salute looks like, if you know what I'm saying. So now that we have the history down, why is it done in schools? Well, as www.teachnology/tutorial/teaching/thepledge.html quickly jumps to the point, it's about patriotism, baby. That's right. Obviously, it was used to instill a sense of patriotism, and I'm sure early on in the country's life, that was something that like a lot of people were here for. But growing older, every day, I find it harder and harder to be on board with. For one, states require it. Or else. So much so that court cases were brought because people refused to stand or recite the pledge. Reaching the Supreme Court, in fact, with West Virginia State Board of Education versus Barnett, where the courts found that no student can be compelled to recite the pledge, nor can be punished for not doing so. It was said that the First Amendment protects your right to not stand there and recite it. For two, it seems like indoctrination. This belief that we have to stand and recite this. I mean, if you were to show me a clip put together, a compilation of classes doing this, it would look like cult meetings. For three, it instills a sense of go along to get along in kids early on and urges them to look the other way or view their country through rose-colored glasses. And any viewpoints that don't see America as number one, that's just heresy and death by firing squad. So conclusion time. Pledge of Allegiance is weird. It was started by a socialist that was later made religiously charged in order to separate ourselves from the commies. It was ruled by the Supreme Court that you technically don't have to stand or recite it. And Yakub thinks it's giving culty vibes, let's just say, as the kids say. So while it's a fun history lesson to teach in class, maybe we steer clear of making it a way every kid starts their day. Unless you're, for some reason, worried that if you don't instill a sense of go along to get along in kids early on, they'll start seeing the country's atrocities, your country committed as some sort of bad thing, and slowly you'll start being held accountable, and then the floodgates open, and then you're suddenly expected to take a hard look at yourself and, I don't know, be responsible. Thanks again to everyone who has made it this far without skipping or turning off the podcast. I truly hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to many more episodes to come. Maybe, of the podcast proper. I don't know if I'll do this much. But I'll try. You know, it's a lot of hard work.
What do you mean?
Like, are we just going to come in hot, be like, yeah, dude, fucking, we've been here the whole time?
Well, I mean, listen. It doesn't matter.
So
you know,
long. You know, we sing
this is episode 300, obviously, and so monumental feat in and of itself. But as the thing is, we have gone through and we are doing all of our bits with different people, and then we also have a new bit that's also debuting in this episode as well. But we thought that, you know, I guess it was last year, 2024, where we were like, you know what, we're gonna do a thing, we're gonna do a reoccurring top 5 every week, and we did it for.
We almost made it the whole year.
No, I don't think it was that close. I mean, it was probably like 4 or 5 months.
Just like we almost had a guest for every single episode.
I feel like the first one was Jed, and then he was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
It's something like that.
That's true, yeah, because it's something about Canadians
It
or
was
something,
like top
wasn't
5
it?
favorite. It was top 5 favorite Canadians or something,
Yeah.
and like he didn't want to participate, so it was like whatever, no problem. And then it sort of just like everything else sort of falls by the wayside. But I figured the best person to sort of participate in this top 5 would be the person who has been here and been basically a part of the pod since the beginning, before the pod even started. It was one of those like, hey, if we started a podcast, would you listen?
Hell yeah.
I believe was what I said to you, and you were like, yeah, of course. And then it was that was the easy part, trying to shoehorn your friends into it. The hard part was getting this fucking guy to do something.
Yeah, right.
keep him around, you know.
And you know, to his credit, he's done it mostly. He's missed 10. I think we told tally was 10.
Hey, if I wasn't dying, I was here.
It was
buddy,
like
you know?
there's 4 solo episodes, and then there was I think 4 or 5 you missed for Oliver's birth. 'cause
My
I was like
contractual obligated paternity leave. I got that. Yeah.
Well, you were just like, no, I can do it. And I was like, I'm not allowing you.
No, yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna allow you to do it.
It'd have been fine, I'm sure.
There
Because
was
we both
also
had.
there was brain aids.
Yeah.
Well,
Had
that
that
was
twice.
the
Yeah.
that was the first solo
Yeah,
episode that I
yeah.
did. That was episode 3 or 4. So it was
Mhm.
just so funny. That was basically COVID before it became a thing.
Mm.
And so we've been asking everybody, but it's sort of, I guess, can kind of be wrapped into this top five. But this top five will be the top five things this pod has meant to you, or top five things that you have got from this pod, top five things that your top five favorite things about the podcast. However you want to interpret that. There's no rules or anything like most things that we do. But to start it off, Jacob, would you like to ask the question?
Yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. Just like, what has this pod meant to you? You know, not about what it meant to us. What has it meant to you?
So one of the big things, and this is kind of jumping ahead for our top five, but you know, really, it's the old joke about like, oh, the thing we've always been waiting for that never has happened. Oh, it was really the friends we made along the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And realistically speaking, I mean, it's kind of the friends we've made along the way. Had it not been for this podcast, Jacob, I would have never met you. I would have never heard you. I would have never known you.
It's true.
Jim, good old Jimbo, Jim Bob.
Jim Bob.
You know, there's so many different people. Grendel,
Yeah, it's true.
shit, Mike,
Mike.
Wes.
Yeah. Tim. Hell,
I
we would have
mean,
never met Tim either. You
Y'all
know?
would have never met Tim. Yeah. You would have never met Cade.
That's true. Shouts out Kate. He's probably
Yeah.
making some meat right now, and I'm thinking
Oh, I
about
guarantee he looks good in that shirt too.
God. I know. I'm thinking about his meat in his shirt right now, and it's like, damn, dude.
His,
Give me a slice.
oh
of
yeah,
that.
his meat is in his shirt. Yeah, man.
He's got it tucked behind his waistband, like we all
Yeah,
do.
it's just halfway up his shirt.
Yeah, we all do it. It's okay.
Oh yeah. But no, I mean, really, it has been the relationships that have been formed and cultivated throughout the entire process. Getting to know each other better, and not just over the internet, but in person. Getting to hang
Well,
out.
some of us.
Hey,
Well,
I got to
yeah,
hang
yeah.
out
I
with
mean,
you
I
once or twice.
3 times a lady.
Yeah.
No, it's been multiple times. I feel like it's been more than twice. Maybe it's only. I don't know. Anyway, regardless.
You've come to see me twice. I came to see you once.
Okay, so it's only been 2 times. I will say this: it has not been frequent enough, and
How many times has Jacob come to see you?
0.
I'm not legally allowed not
He
to leave the
doesn't-
state. I'm not allowed. They won't let me.
Yeah, it goes against his probation.
So say I got the ankle bracelet,
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of feels like a eulogy.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, really, it is, our group chat. It has just grown. First it was just you and me, Alex,
Yeah, yeah.
and then Jacob got tossed in there, and then Tim got tossed in, and then
Then
Mike,
Mike.
and like, man, it's, I talk to you guys more than, like, on a daily basis, more than probably anyone else in my life other than April.
Yeah,
And even then, I text you more than I text her.
sure.
So,
Not Jacob because he doesn't participate.
Hey,
well,
I'm sorry, you guys
sometimes
sent-
it's just too much for him to read.
you got 90 text messages today, okay? Like I literally got like I
Look,
got
look,
106 text messages. I ain't gonna be able to read through all that. I can barely read a book, okay? So
I mean, a book is much longer than our
it was like a
text thread
fucking
earlier,
novel,
but
okay, there's a novel worth of text messages in my phone right now.
Yeah.
So
I just know
Yeah.
every single time we get on a conversation, Jacob's never going to understand it or read through it.
I do sometimes. But it's normally like 4 a.m. and you guys have already not talked about it long enough, and I can't be like, oh yeah, this is cool, because then you'd probably be like, what the fuck? It was like yesterday we were talking about this, or 2 days ago, or I'll say something and you guys will be like, we talked about this like 6 days ago, and I'll be like, well, I fucking didn't read it. So
But have you guys thought about it? Like this podcast, and I know this is, the big 300 here. You okay?
oh yeah, I'm fucking dying.
You gonna survive? Yeah, clearly.
Maybe. This is again, it's a eulogy, man. There's a reason we're here,
That's true, yeah.
Out of here,
Like this podcast has survived the downfall of Twitter.
Yeah.
It has survived the uprising
Pandemic.
of Blue Sky, the pandemic. We all lived through that. Well, I mean, we all.
I think-
Speaking of eulogies, but but I mean, think about where we were, where you guys were, just what was it 6 years ago?
Yeah,
At this point,
July,
just under.
July 27th, 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when the
yeah.
first
I'll say
episode-
just under 6 years. It's crazy. Like Zoe was tiny.
She was 2.
Yeah.
Quinn was tiny too.
Q
Yeah.
was tiny. Yeah, I was just about to say. I mean, Oliver wasn't a thing.
Yeah, dude. We don't even know if Oliver wasn't even like a thing we were thinking about. I don't think at
Yeah.
that point. So
I believe if you 300 is how many weeks?
300 weeks.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
Uh,
but break it down into days.
It's 52 weeks is a year. So then it's like
Okay.
yeah.
so then
It's
So
at least
the
4
the
years.
Confederacy States of America
Yeah.
lasted approximately 4 years.
Dude, we've lasted longer than the Confederacy. Let's
Yeah.
go, dude.
I mean, let's
That's the
be real.
only- That's the only thing, only moniker I want on my gravestone, dude. Fucking right there. Fucking, I lasted.
you know what?
I lasted longer than the Confederacy, and that's in bed too. So I haven't come yet. It's kind of crazy.
That's not true.
That's a you
at least
problem.
twice. That's
Nope.
at least
Oh,
twice.
that's
I
true.
haven't-
Yeah, yeah.
You have 2 kids.
That's pre-cum, dude. I haven't came yet. You know,
He's
You're
just
edgy.
gooning.
I'm just gooning for the big one. I don't know when I'm gonna
Yeah.
let it go, but it's coming. You know.
He's a thoughtful person. You know, it's all about Shelby.
Yep.
He doesn't. For him, he doesn't care.
I
He's
don't
just
come
he's,
until she
dude,
does, and she hasn't come
more,
yet
more
either.
than you know.
But yeah, I mean, you guys have outlasted the Confederacy. Hopefully, you outlast the new regime as well.
The Confederacy take 2, baby. Let's go.
Well, I was gonna call it that, but
We're gonna be part of that like underground radio.
oh hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
in.
Underground Railroad. That was already a thing, though. I don't think we could be the Underground Railroad anymore. So,
I just said underground radio. Like why you gotta go further?
I mean, well, you know, he's thinking about Mike already, so
hey, you know,
can't blame you.
what was that? There was something recently where they literally named it like the Underground Railroad or something like that, but it was something really
They would
stupid.
have never named it. The
No, it was
Underground
something
Railroad.
really
That is a
stupid.
very special thing that we're never gonna talk about again.
It was
as
something
far as-
very
You
or
say
dumb.
name
never.
anything after it.
Let's not speak in absolutes these days.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to talk about the Underground Railroad anymore. That's the thing. It's
Oh,
been
okay, I was
scrubbed
gonna
from
say-
history.
Oh, okay. That's like, I mean, we're technically like we're allowed to. I see what you're saying, but we're allowed to talk about it, right?
It
It's not
didn't
like-
happen. I mean, check a history book. Check
sure.
a
Yeah.
kid's library at a school. You know, I mean,
Fair.
it didn't happen. We don't teach that.
They just walked off the plantation.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just.
Oh no. I mean, there wasn't slavery in the first place. They've always been free people in our country.
Yeah, they were
Also true. Yes.
They just
Yeah.
were taking a cruise and it hit here and they were like, let's set up shop, you know? So,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
Just
before we
we've
get
lived in
canceled.
harmony.
Yeah, no, yeah. Before,
Before we get canceled,
Hey,
on
if I got
300,
canceled by him,
I just meant in general. I don't want the wrong people to pick this up and be like
sure.
and not understand that it's
Oh yeah, we're completely
hey,
joking.
if
all
we, what a
satirical,
better
yes.
time to get canceled though is on your 300th episode,
Yeah.
really. When you think
That's
about
true.
Um,
And if anyone brings it down, I hope it's me.
yeah.
it. Hell yeah.
And so I will start off because Jacob didn't pay attention or whatever.
You've
and
already
he goes,
changed what it's supposed to be because I told
I
you
didn't.
at the beginning of the episode, like before we even started recording, I was like, this one, and you were like, yeah, that one, and then it's changed now. So and
I
that's
said,
like
whatever that means to you.
changed like 6 times.
In no particular order, I will just piggyback off of what Ian said. It's the people that we've met and the friends that we've made along the way. And like for me, it's a little bit different. Like obviously I've made a lot of friends and I've made a lot of acquaintances, but it's like I would not have been able to fund one comic book, let alone 2. Even as like small time as like what this is, there is a I don't even know how to explain it. There's a bigger impact by just existing as a podcast because like again, I'm like ready made to jump on podcasts. I'm ready made to do all these things, to do interviews, whatever. And then like over time and because of the name and because of, like you said, Twitter, like we still have a weird name recognition with people that I've like never talked to that like I will come across. They're like, oh my gosh, like your name, I love Always Sunny. So like the name sort of helped. Like it's as weird as it sounds because like if you know Sunny, you know Sunny. But then like I've always said, like the name has always sort of stuck out in terms of like it just like sticks in people's like brains for some reason. It's not just like the the J&A show or some dumb like shit. But like again, like,
imagine or the J&A
yeah,
show.
like
J&A.
That's next year.
but even to that point, like meeting Jed during the pandemic and like
oh, yeah.
becoming acquaintances, meeting Cliffy B and having him on the podcast and getting him the book, Amy and Jim and Mike and Wes. I don't ever like naming names because you always forget somebody, and then someone's like, "You show me out." So it's just like
Yeah.
everybody, right? Everybody that has participated, everyone that's listened. Some people that like I brought in were friends, and now like I've sort of intermingled like friend groups, and so it's like we all just it's as small time as it is, like the little community that we've had, and like people are on first name basis that like like you said, we didn't know. Hell, like Jacob and I went to fucking Tampa and met Brandon Grindle.
Yeah.
Like we met him, man.
Yeah.
Like that would never have happened
I got to hug him. So
Yeah.
had this fucking podcast not existed. And
Not to brag, I've hugged him multiple times, Jacob.
oh shit. Okay, well fine.
Yeah.
I've not hugged him at all. So there you go.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I'm
You're not a hugger.
I'm not a hugger. Secondly is the free therapy, if you will. It's the decompression of thought every week. It's that I know that no matter what, and like we talked about it, there's days where like I don't want to do this. Like I'm not in a fucking mood to sit here and listen to Jacob's bullshit and whatever. But at the end of the day, it ends up being exactly what I need to hear, and it fucking gets me out of whatever problem has ailed me and whatever frustration that I've dealt with. Just knowing that because I think everybody wants to talk. Like everybody, even if you're like a shy person, like if you get a shy person talking about the right thing, like they'll open up, and it's like I think the undervalued skill and the undervalued just like therapy of just like shooting the shit, like again, the whole point of the podcast was not to pigeonhole us into like a certain thing, like, oh, we're only going to talk about this, we're only going to talk about that. So like I've never left an episode worse than I was before. Like I'm always in a better mood. I've always just feel like a little bit more loose, and has there been times where we've wavered and I've just been like, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like, yeah, that's happened. But then I think about if this podcast didn't last, like what poor Christina, because she's gonna have to listen to me fucking like bitch about something. Because like I'm very much a person that like if I don't let it out, it's gonna fucking drive me crazy. A lot of people like they like to bury shit, they like to keep it in. I just fucking have to get rid of it.
stuff though.
I have to get rid of it, and when it's gone, it's gone. I'm just like, whatever, man. Like it just, it's just. So there's that. To sort of piggyback off that, it's a scheduled creative outlet. Knowing that almost always is going to be Wednesdays when we record. Sometimes we have to alternate, but knowing that that hour is always there to like regardless. And it's become such a part. It's so ingrained. We've done it longer. Like our kids know, well, at least Zoe knows that Wednesday nights is like, we do the podcast, but like for 2 years of her life, we didn't. She's 7. So for 5 years of her life, like this is the normal. This is the thing that you do.
Her dad's part of the underground radio.
I
almost said railroad again. Her dad's part of the underground railroad. Fucking helping people right now. So
I mean, I would be.
Exactly. Me too. I'd be down there helping.
It's a good way to gauge the week too, right? Because it's always in the middle of the work week. So like we got Monday, Tuesday, and like it's become such a well-oiled thing. And like he and I have talked about it, like we may not put the most amount of work into this, but like we still do stuff. It still takes time and effort, and we've been doing it for 300 episodes, so it's such a well-oiled machine at this time that like there are days where we literally throw shit on a fucking Word document like at 3:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, and we end up not talking about any of that shit.
Yeah.
And so it's just like just knowing that
checks.
just knowing that no matter what, like there's always going to be that weekly thing, and even if like one of us doesn't show up, it's still going to go on. Like the show will still go on. I don't know if like if I don't show up, I don't know if it still happens. But
it happens because now I can't let it not happen, dude. So it's like it's one of those things where like I've semi prepared for a situation in which I have to jump in. I've always like, hey, want me to record this one? You just vibe out. And you're just always like, no, I got it. It's all good. I'm just like, fuck. It's gonna be something. I don't know. Yeah. I can't say it'd be a good episode, but
getting a new but also very reliable best friend out of it all. Because when we started, we were not. I mean, we were acquaintances. We were friends. We were friendly enough to where you were like, Yeah,
Let's record a
okay.
podcast together. Yeah, like I
Let's
mean, like,
record
you
a
have to be a
podcast.
certain type of friend together to start a podcast together. So
Yeah.
But then knowing that like if push came to shove, like you would be here if you were needed, and vice versa. Like as you get older, your friend group, it shrinks. You have kids, and if your friends don't have kids, they don't really understand. But like Jacob and I are going through the same sort of shit at the same time because, his oldest and mine are the same age, and so we're
Yeah.
dealing with the same shit. And it's nice to like, and like when we hang out, we know like when if one of his kids is starting to act up, or like or Zoe it's like we know, like we don't
Yeah.
have to like stick around. We know it's time to go. Like it's
Yep.
time to go, and like you just have that I don't know. You have that feeling and that unspoken agreement when you are going through the same things as a parent, and when you have kids at the same age. But also, like I literally fucking talk to him every day, every fucking day. I talk to him,
yeah,
and if it's like
I'm sorry.
no, if it's like 10 o'clock and like I've not heard from him, I'm like he's dead.
Or
He's
fucking,
dead.
or I'm fucking playing Baldur's Gate 3 or something like
He's
that.
fucking
I'm
dead.
playing
Yeah.
video games.
And so the same thing, and like I always love reading the transcripts that I get because he'll be like, "Hey, buddy, pal, my little bitty boy man," and it's just like,
It was literally verbatim
They're
what I
so
said the other
great.
day. Because I always send him like random messages where I'm just like, it's just hilarious to me just to be like talking like you're like my little baby boy, my little
and
man, my little
he
guy.
can never say it with a
Fucking,
straight
he's so
face.
funny
He's
to
always
me.
just laughing through, and I'll no sell it all the time. I'm like, hey, because he
Yeah.
knows I'm not a morning person, so
Sure. Yeah.
And then once and for all, number 5 is the most relatable episode ever. Like, that is the peak of like what this podcast is, and it's the most relatable thing because I think about it anytime that I'm just like really just down. I'm like, I've thrown that episode on before. I have it favored on my phone, and I'll just listen to like my nightmare of like
Oh, dude, that's so amazing. It's just such a great episode.
it's so good. And Jacob sort of had a bit of like that. He had a taste of it with
Mm-hmm.
his, having to
Uh-huh.
come in a cup.
I mean, hey,
Not to my extent, but it's like I just think it's like if you want to encapsulate what we've always wanted, like that's the episode. Like that's the episode that you show like a stranger and be like, if this is your vibe,
yeah.
then here you go.
Yep, for sure, man. That's awesome. Well,
Jay.
I'll
Oh,
say
you want more?
I had some more, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't actually when I started talking about our friends, I didn't realize we were actually kicking it off, so I'm a little slow tonight.
Nah, you're
Sorry.
good, dude.
No, you're good. So again, in no particular order, I think that the games that we've played together and the games that you guys have played with everyone else, that's one of my favorite things about the show.
Mhm.
Like, it is just the interactivity and a podcast can get stale if you're just discussing constantly. Even if it
Yeah.
is just kind of shooting the shit with your friends, it's like that's cool, but we still play games with each other.
Yeah.
We'll toss out hypotheticals to each other all the time in group chat and things like that. So, it's seeing that stuff. Even though, I mean, to be fair, I've always wanted to play Shreddy or Not. I've never been invited to play Shreddy or
Ah,
Not.
okay.
Damn, dude. Okay.
So,
Shit.
Duly noted. Duly noted.
but it's stuff like that. Another thing I really love, man, and it's funny that you mentioned a specific episode. I had a bit of a broader take on that, but just every October, the Halloween episodes, man, those are always my
Hell yeah,
favorite.
dude. My favorite.
It's
dude.
just always fun, when we can get together, we can discuss spooky shit. Spooky season's, one of the best anyway.
Sure.
And so being able to hear you guys discuss it amongst yourselves and with other guests and being fortunate enough to have been involved in multiple of them myself, those are always great. Hearing the different stories that we've all had and experiences and Jacob's constant desire to want to get a witch that he never is able to
God
or never
damn
been
it, I
able to
still
get
need to
for
get a witch.
we're
This
coming up
is
on
the year.
6 Halloweens and he's never gotten a witch,
This is the
but he
year.
always wants one.
I'm going
Yeah.
to Reddit. I'm going somewhere. I'm going to find a witch this year. So
Oh man, that is going to be interesting. I don't want to be on that episode, but I'll listen to it.
fair enough.
One of my other favorite things that I always love is just Jacob's knowledge. just on everything and anything.
Because I
You
doubt a
know,
lot of it.
you do, man. You do. It's not always correct, and
Doesn't have to be, buddy. I have a podcast. Okay, I
you
have
know,
Wikipedia and a podcast. So
it is absolutely fantastic. I love it. I appreciate it. You know, anytime I can hear something and then immediately jump in our group chat and be like, "What? No, that's not right." There have been times where I'm like correcting you in a text, and then Alex will jump in and like do it on the pod, and I'm like, "All right, let me delete that." But
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's that's always great. Um, Obviously, and I'll say the number one, even though I said this wasn't numbered and in any particular order, but the number one ultimately is goes along with what you were saying, Alex. It's your friendship, you guys, the two of you. It's the bond that holds you guys together. It's what keeps us listening. It's like
He's
sitting
gonna
there
start crying.
shooting the shit. It might.
He's gonna
It
start crying.
is.
nah,
It
dude,
is
I don't
listening
cry.
to an episode, whether I sat here and recorded with you or, I'm just sitting there listening on a weekly basis. It's always like, and I've said this from the very beginning, the thing I love about this show is just it feels like you are sitting there in the room with a group of your friends shooting the shit.
Yep.
And, again, a bit of that is the free flowing nature of it, the fact that the dirty little secret, like you said earlier, there might be a little bit of an idea scheduled planned, but ultimately may go off script completely.
Yeah. I mean, very rarely does it follow bullet by bullet.
Yeah. And that's the best part because, when have you ever, especially when you're dealing like you are right now, in particular with two people with ADHD and yourself, when has a conversation with either of us ever gone exactly as you planned?
Yeah.
That's real life, man. And if you got friends, like, yeah, you might come into it with an agenda, uh, but
I always
realistically
have an agenda
speaking,
with my friends. I always make sure that I have an agenda laid out, and they're gonna
Yeah.
follow it to a T, and
Yeah.
they're gonna be on my side by the end of it. And they always
Yeah,
are.
I've got a bit of ADHD nature where I over-explain and then like,
I think that's autism. That's the tism you've got.
is that what it is?
I mean, they're kissing cousins, so
Neurodivergent, whatever that means. I don't even know what
I
neurodivergent
think
means.
it's also back to like childhood trauma where like no one ever took me seriously and paid attention to me.
Yeah.
And so like I have to get my point across and I have to give you all the information at the time so that you take what I say seriously.
You're the boy who cried wolf, but like he was telling the truth about the wolf,
Yeah.
but everybody thought they just went ahead and
Yeah.
assumed that he was lying about the wolf.
Yeah.
They didn't even give him a chance.
No, they just didn't listen to him. in the
Yeah,
beginning.
then the whole
And then
town
they all
gets
got eaten by wolves.
yeah.
And it's like I'm sitting here like,
fucking
should I fucking listen?
you get your hand in your ass, whatever.
I told you
say.
those movies were bad.
Hell yeah.
And then, so my last one is Jacob's weekly weird that clearly has been a weekly thing every single week the
I've
entire
been
time
super
the podcast has
I've
happened.
been super consistent with it, honestly.
It's
It's
super
crazy.
weekly.
I mean,
The
it's,
weekly weird is the best part of my week by far.
hell yeah. And I'm running out of things to talk about at this point, because there's
Hey, I mean, spoiler alert, this episode will have a weekly weird.
Hell yeah.
There will be. And it's the first video one. I don't know how I'm going to record it. I've recorded it already. I don't like it.
And he's
Oh.
gonna do it.
So
Really?
there's already a lot of editing, and it's so much. But I'm working on it. Okay, it's gonna be in this episode. Don't even worry about it.
All right. Okay.
4 days.
Yeah. And the people listening to this or watching this, you already seen it, so you're welcome.
Yeah.
So-
I've heard it. I know. I'm playing stupid like I don't know.
Yeah,
but
you've
clearly
already seen it. Yeah, I've already
Yeah,
showed you the
it's-
script and
it's
the
sure.
and the everything about
I've-
it.
Yeah. I
We've
know
totally-
what happened earlier in the show.
We've totally not recorded all this piecemeal and put it together because we don't
No.
edit. We don't edit here.
No, we
No,
don't. Why
it's
not?
just like a TV show. I mean, they always shoot chronologically every single time.
And it was very hard to set all this up and have people be here at the exact times of the episode. And it's
Oh yeah. Well, it's fine.
And we changed
I
clothes in between
really
bits.
appreciate everyone who was here before me, all the previous
ab-
guests.
absolutely.
I was sitting here quietly listening the entire time.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, all 3 hours.
And thank you for listening the whole time I was recording the Weekly Weird too. Everybody was very quiet, and
Yeah,
nobody said anything about the multiple takes. So
Yeah, well, I was laughing behind the mic, but
no, man, But thank you so much
But
for being
I
here, Ian.
mean,
Yeah, we're just
no,
gonna.
I really appreciate you guys allowing me to occasionally be involved. And,
Sure.
it's,
I mean,
I'm
you are an
always
executive
honored.
producer after all.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
am,
right,
but
dude.
as an EP, you try to stay hands off unless some help is needed or your assistance is required.
Hey, I like it hands on. You
And
know what I'm saying?
that's true, yeah. And I'm always honored when you guys want me to be on the show. It's always fun. Even though, like I said, we talk pretty much constantly throughout the every day of every week. It's still a lot of fun just to get on here and be able to shoot the shit. And I appreciate that you guys have always allowed me to discuss whatever. There was an episode where I talked about my ADHD and how difficult it can be at times. That was before I actually went out and got medicated for it.
Before me as well. Same.
Yeah, yeah. And that, like you were talking about, Alex, it was very cathartic. It was a good like therapy session. It really was.
Yeah.
To be able to discuss those types of things. So, I like I said, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I know we're all men, and I'm not going to say no homo because maybe there's a little bit of homo for Jacob. I don't
Dude,
know.
there's always.
The
I mean, that's the
dudes.
thing. Whenever you say, you love
Oh no,
bros.
I'm saying for me towards you.
I was saying every guy's a little bit gay, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, you kidding me?
Yeah,
It's like for me, my two passes, Ryan Reynolds, Jacob.
that's honestly,
Clearly.
Dude.
honestly, that's gonna make me
I'm
cry.
just
That's
saying,
flattering.
yeah.
That's
I
like,
mean, look at that guy. Have you seen him recently? Speaking of Shreddy or not?
I mean,
Let's discuss this man.
That's it, bro. Like, I don't have any arms. They're gone. Look at
I
it.
don't
Oh,
have the right shirt
uh,
for it. You know,
Look, holy shit,
Dude, I
my
know.
friend.
like,
Son,
yeah, I got a few veins now. It's fine. It's whatever. It's make me blush
You're-
already. It's,
your inner carrot top is truly coming out.
oh, yeah, we've already been over this. It's the worst.
Like-
It's the worst thing, because he went and got shredded, and now I'm always compared to Carrot Top because like, oh, you're following the Carrot Top route. Like, no, I'm doing my own thing. He just happened to be shredded before me. It's whatever, He was on a bunch of HGH, I'm sure. Don't come after me.
You
I
don't
don't
have
know.
the fro he does, though.
Yeah, I am growing my hair out
doesn't
again
need
though.
it.
I am growing my hair back out. I think I
I
like
see
it.
that, yeah. Although you know what, I not gonna lie, I think I complimented you enough on it when it was short, but I'm gonna do it again. I thought it looked really good when it was short.
It does look good short, but at the same time, it's like I miss the long lusciousness of it, and everything
Yeah.
like that. So it's
Now, is it naturally curly like that?
It
or
is indeed.
I didn't know if you permed it up.
No, everybody used to think that I get a perm or something like that. It's like I don't have the money for a perm every week. I mean, come on, It's like no, it's natural. It's just I'd put a leave-in conditioner and just kind of just vibe
That
it.
beard's
Yeah.
about a year old he's got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to shave it honestly because it's goddamn fucking always so patchy, dude. I got the Wolverine patches here, and it's just whatever, man. I can't grow
So
it
I
out.
mean, the question is, with as curly as it is up top, does the carpet match the drapes?
I mean, it does. I don't know. Everybody thinks that
It's
it doesn't.
just as curly down below?
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's a hair.
You-
It's
you
my
just-
body
it's like a
hair.
spring.
Yeah. If anything,
Just
like
pulling it out.
I would argue my pubes match my beard.
Okay,
And that's
okay.
like,
What you don't know is like the reason it's so patchy is because he just puts it up and glues it.
Yeah, it's like
when
that-
when he trims, he's just like,
It's when
yeah.
Jackass.
Well, apparently he's never trimmed.
Oh
no, I
okay,
don't. It
well,
just stays the same length. I don't like. I mean, I've done it for fun, just like when I'm trying to like impress Shelby or whatever. But like, for the most part, it's
You're
just
peacocking?
yeah. When I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah,
peacocking,
man.
for the most part, it just
Can be,
grows
yeah.
to grows to like one length and just stays there. So I don't know. Like, apparently it's like weird. I don't know. Is it supposed to be like long? It's supposed to grow like your hair on top. I don't.
But yes, it continues to grow. So
I don't know
that's,
what's
uh,
happening. Maybe
Even when
there's
you're dead, bud.
maybe there's somebody that comes in at night and trims it for me when I'm asleep.
It's Shelby.
Yeah,
like,
what if she
"Gotta
trims?
take
It?
care of
Yeah,
this."
like and she's like she's learned over the like
I'm not dealing with this getting any longer.
after 14 years of being together, she's just like, yeah, I know that I have to trim this everything, and it's a thankless job, but it's got to be done,
Yeah.
And I just take it for granted, and yeah, I'm sorry about that. So
Or it's the pube fairy.
that might be the puke fairy. That might be a thing. So
Put it under your pillows.
yeah.
Pillow pants.
Yeah. Oh, pillow pants. That's a good call.
All right. What do we think? What, do I have to do mine now? So
Yeah. It's your
you're
turn.
the one
oh
with
shit.
length, though.
Okay. We could just cut it here, like go for old time's sakes. Just into the middle of like when I'm about to say
What, do you
mine.
just not have it? You don't have five?
I have 5. I've had it here the whole time. It's on my script.
Clearly.
I think number 5 is going to be how fun. Like I love how fun the podcast has been. The therapy that I get out of doing this every week. I mean, you guys have said all the good ones already. Okay, this is not fair. I go last, and now like you guys have all said the good ones. So it's like
You can still go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just say what it means to you, man.
What it means to me is like this the therapy every week, right? It's just like, I mean, yeah, I've missed a few episodes, but for the most part, it's like Alex was saying, you get into doing it and it's like you start off not feeling like doing it, but then as soon as you start talking, it's like, oh shit, I feel better now already, you know? Number 4 is going to be the friends, obviously, that we've made along the way. You know, meeting you, Ian, meeting Tim, Mike, everybody else. Shouts out all everybody. Yeah, I know who you are. Phil. I can't name everybody, okay? Because there's a lot of
That's
people.
why I don't like naming people. 'Cause
Yeah, it gets very, and then it's like everybody's like, they're like, oh, you forgot to name me.
and then,
And it's like a whole
then you're
thing.
gonna wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh my god, I forgot to say so.
Oh, fuck, and they're gonna be so mad about this, dude. But all the friends we made along the way, it's just been amazing. I think number 3, thing I love about is like how consistent that we/Alex has been every week getting the episode out. It's insane. Truly, because it's like there's not a whole lot of things for 300 of, if anything, that I've done consistently in my life. So it's like to have
Go to work.
I mean, yeah, but that's legally I'm required to go to work, right? Or something of that nature. But masturbate, yeah, you got to masturbate daily. Everybody do that, you know, go ahead and 300 times a day. You know, you got to get it all out. Number 2.
And you were worried about a cup.
I mean, yeah, man. It's the thing is I'm so dry that it's like it'll take forever. You know, it's like, ugh. But number 2 is gonna be, I think Alex. I think Alex is gonna be number 2. Just like, you know, Alex. I'm looking at you now. Look directly at you.
I think we're on number 3 now. By the way, not 2.
I thought I got
This goes
3.
back to the-
Okay, so therapy.
This goes back to your
Therapy,
knowledge.
No,
friends.
therapy, friends, consistency, and then Alex. This is number 4.
This is
Yeah,
4.
it's number 4. And then so you
I
got
can't count either.
becoming friends with you, Alex. Has been great. It's been amazing. I you know, just thought that you were a guy that we were gonna like talk for a little bit and like hang out maybe once or twice and that's it. But no, like, you know, we've been consistently friends for years now, and it's been awesome. It's been great.
I think this whole thing started because I wanted you to play God of War.
Maybe, and honestly,
God of War 2018. I was like, you can play it. You're like, yeah, I'll get around to it.
I did get around to it. It was a very good game.
You fucking did.
Yeah.
It took a while,
Yeah, it's a good game. I give it credit.
but it was when we were working at Jacobs
Yeah.
together.
Not my
I guess we
business, but
Well, yeah, we can out it now. We're Jacobs engineer.
it's been 6 years. I don't think it's on my resume anymore. It's on my resume still, kind of.
It should always be on your resume, dude.
That's a whole. We talked about resumes the other day. It's just like I've been working at the same place for 6 years.
That's last two jobs.
I give it to him. Fine, whatever. In 10 years, I'm not putting it on my resume anymore.
Yeah, you are because you're not leaving.
I'm just gonna
I'm
stay
not
there.
leaving.
Oh man, what a number 1? What do I want number 1 to be? It's gonna be me. I'm what I love most about the podcast.
Well, I think that's fair.
Um,
Self-improvement.
I think
hell yeah.
and it's
2024 was that year of improvement for you, and it happened.
it does feel weird that like where I am today versus like where I was 60 years. It feels almost bad that it took this long to get to this point, like, right? But it took me, I guess, like 5 years to finally like realize, like, hey,
It's a marathon, not a sprint, dude.
yeah, God, I guess so, man. But yeah, dude, it's just incredibly happy, like, and proud of like where we are today and like how it's like helped me. And like truly, I think that this podcast, as sappy as it sounds, is the reason that like I did go on the whole year of growth. You know, if it was for a bit, if it was for just like going and getting help, if it was because everybody was like, hey, yeah, you should go, you know, talk to somebody and then talk to a doctor or whatnot, you know. But I mean, I think if I'm not doing the podcast, I'm not getting that feedback or whatever, I don't go. And I'm still ADHD brain running around with like a chicken cut my head cut off, not understanding anything about myself, you know, and just kind of like always pondering as to like why I can't be consistent with things. And it turns out like, hey,
So what you're saying is this podcast changed your life.
you know what? I'd argue you could say that this podcast, in fact, changed my life. So,
I mean, yeah.
It totally has.
and then, you know, I think a long time ago, maybe like 2 years ago or something, I made like a TikTok bit where it was like, this podcast changed my life. I used to hate my family. And like, when you listen, it's like, honestly, it's hilarious because like, it's really like, yeah, this podcast really did change my life. So, and I mean,
It was at this moment he decided, I'm going to be a human being.
yeah, dude, it's insane. You know?
Well, again, it's like if you go back and listen to those first couple of episodes, it's like the way that you present yourself now and your comfortability, basically,
Yeah.
and being able to have a conversation Because like when I first met you, you were not at all into talking to strangers.
Yeah, no, I don't. I
And
mean, I
while you're
still
still
kind of
not,
like not into
but
strangers,
but like the difference is like you like physically couldn't, like you just didn't know how.
yeah,
Now you're just like you might still be awkward and you might still be introverted, but you at least can navigate a conversation now. Whereas like I don't think you really could 6 years ago. Your wife has said as much.
yeah,
You're the confidence that you have in yourself, the way you're able to just basically speak and talk and have meaningful conversations that aren't always jokey all the time.
yeah. I mean, they're still definitely jokey all the time, but
I
yeah.
said all the time. I said all the time.
Now, I will say, I do think it would be very handy still if like somebody out there could modify their brain a little bit to where whenever I am having a conversation with somebody, I get like the insight checks and the arcana checks and like the Baldur's Gate dialogue that pops up and like tells me how I'm supposed to feel about a certain situation or like gives me more information on the situation because I still do not know how to read people's reactions
That's
to
called
things.
asking questions.
But no, I know. But like the thing about Baldur's Gate 3 is they just tell you like, hey, they don't necessarily think that's very funny, or like they don't think that's or they
okay.
or this is what they mean by this, or like I don't even know. I don't even know other situations where like this person's mad at you and you just can't tell, and it's like, oh, okay, that's handy. Now I know how to react, and then give me also dialogue options that I can then go with.
You got to make those up yourself, man.
And then if you could
You're
also
quick-witted.
make it to where I can save it before I give an answer and then roll it
Save
back.
scumming life.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I could save scum life a little bit, like maybe I tell them if we start this conversation, be like, hey, I'm going to save it here. All right. And then whenever I say load game, we go back to this point in which you just don't think that I've asked or said anything. And then they have to agree to that from now on. So.
Jacob wants something like that, but realistically speaking, what he would actually get is like The Wolf Among Us, where it would just be like, Alex will remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it just shows like Alex disapproves.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, dude, what did I do?
Damn it.
I made the wrong choice. And like I just get a meter above everybody's head that just shows how upset they are. Or like
could
how
be
much
worse.
they disapprove of me.
Yeah,
Oh,
it could
dude.
be like Mass Effect when it's just like, I don't like what you said. And what the guy actually says is like, fuck you, man, and like punches him.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
your Vanguard and Paragon levels are skewed.
honestly, I'd
Yeah.
say if anybody out there has a conversation with me, just be really heavy on if you're angry or if you're happy with me, okay? Because that way I can fully know, like, hey, I know how this conversation is going because, like, I can see in your facial expressions, you seem very happy or very upset that I'm talking still.
Or they're a serial killer and they seem happy, but they're gonna murder you.
And
Which is your fear.
Right?
and to that
Yeah.
I say, kill me quick, please.